your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
This is Jenny Garth from I Do Part 2. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that the dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes for less than $3 a day. Did you know that with weight loss medication, you can lose up to 1.5% of your body fat per week? I know people struggling to lose that in a month. My friend always struggled with her weight. And because health is such an important factor in my life, they turned to me for advice on different areas that they should look into. I supported science-backed approaches like GLP-1s. And with my encouragement, they gave them a try and they're loving the results. Just take their quick 3-minute survey. From there, if approved by a clinician, you'll get prescribed and you get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion and results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thatmortgageguydon.com.
Meet the Real Radio 104.1 Street Team, powered by Farrah and Farrah, at events all over Central Florida and win great prizes. For a complete listing of upcoming events, visit realradio.fm/events. Sponsored by Farrah and Farrah, Orlando's personal injury attorneys.
Tijuana Flats is back better than ever. I tried the new blackened chicken bowl, so flavorful. Plus, get $2 queso with any bowl or burrito. Next time, I'm trying a burrito with fresh grilled steak at Tijuana Flats. See for yourself.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors, from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Shop Southeast Steel's Appliance Warehouse after inventory sale. Hurry in for the best selections and savings of up to 60% off our retail. Overstocks, one-of-a-kinds, out-of-the-box, and much more. Shop Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse today.
Roll with Hard Rock Bet for Big Game 59 because we're rolling out over $5.9 million in bonus bets. The big game kicks off Sunday in New Orleans, but get your share of Big Easy bonus bets now so you can place more bets on us instead of using your own cash. It's the big game rollout. $5.9 million in promos only on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We need more room. Save on used cars from $58.88 at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Thursday, January 30th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from D.C. plane crash updates to the Insidious stage show was a complete disaster, and we have the most insane details from the Principal House Party police report, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
C-Lane is out. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And hello to you. You could join us today on the show. All you have to do is send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah.
The moment I woke up, and it is just back to back of this horrific footage that just is nightmare fuel for me, and I believe you.
Yeah, it's not good for people who don't like flying to begin with. Not to mention, obviously, the tragedy of an American Airlines flight crashing into an Apache helicopter, which very large helicopter. And Courtney goes, "Is everybody okay?" And I go, "No. Unfortunately, this is an accident where two things large enough hit into each other at such an altitude with such a speed that nobody had a chance."
Oh, it's awful. No survivors, right?
No, not that I know of. In fact, there was some early reporting, and this is why people should be way more careful with early reporting. Early reporting was like they pulled 4 people alive out of the icy waters, and I go, wow, that's a miracle. Maybe they could find more of these folks. Maybe people will be okay. And then you realize afterwards, no. It was just erroneous reporting right off the jump. They just started off by fumbling the ball on this one. That tends to happen with stories like this. But we got a whole bunch of things to go over, and there is a lot to explain here when it comes to how exactly something like this could happen. When I see that there was a clear day in Washington, D.C., and really no clouds or anything in sight. Oh, it's clear night, I should say. And this plane is on approach to the D.C. airport, and there's an Apache chopper there. They both should be able to easily see each other. There's no reason why these two things should crash into one another. You've got people who are watching this and trafficking folks all around, and then there you go. It still happens. You still have an accident. But why is the question. So we'll dig into that a little bit today. We got some experts who are going to join us at some point, I believe. We got a lot of things to cover, obviously. So let's get started. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And obviously, we go to DCA Ground Control, the control tower for air traffic control, as this all went down. Let's listen in.
Yep, we saw it.
They said an airplane just crashed into the river. Yes, we saw it.
Fire command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway 33.
Runway 33 is what is happening.
Yes, the airfield is closed.
American 472 Washington, 1 star, 32017.
You hear that right there? That was the background of air traffic controllers realizing that these two had collided. I'll play it again so you can hear them in real time reacting in the background.
Airfield is closed.
American 472 Washington, 1 star, 32017.
You hear an oh my God as they react. All right, and that's how all of this started with the air traffic control audio. And obviously from there, I mean, I'd seen a post on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, that said, hey, I believe I just saw a plane crash midair at the airport in D.C. And I go, what? Okay, let's take a look at this. And then the guy starts kind of following up. He's like, I'm not an expert. I'm not a reporter, but I can just tell you, like, I saw a fireball in the sky. And people early on don't know what it is. So people in the comments of his post are going, maybe it's one of the drones again, man. And like, oh, God, guys, you know,
get a big explosion, man.
It was a big explosion. You could see even from the cameras that were far away. Captured this, and they were able to kind of give us some insight as to what happened here. I can't help but say I have so many questions about what was going on in this helicopter. where from what I can tell, and folks who know about this, reach out. I've already got an anonymous email we'll get into in a second. But there's supposed to be at least 3 people in these Apache choppers.
Yes.
And they're supposed to constantly be kind of looking around. What, Josh?
It's a Blackhawk, not an Apache.
A Blackhawk, excuse me. Thank you for the correction. Yes, I've said that too many times already. The Blackhawk chopper, rather, that was flying in this area should have had, and I think it did have at least 3 people on it that usually are keeping track of what's going around it. Now, it was some sort of training mission, but there's just question marks everywhere. You would think plane should be able to see chopper and chopper should be able to see Blackhawk. The two should be able to see each other.
And if one of them is able to maneuver quickly, you would think the chopper.
Yeah, I would hope so.
If
I would imagine
incoming.
so.
And if it's a training, I mean, this is, imagine as my questions, but I'm sure other people share the same questions. Like, if it's a training, then is there not one, veteran, the trainer on board? Or was it just 3 people who are training themselves?
Oh, I don't know if the training implies that these folks are, amateurish in some way, or if they're just training missions in the Blackhawk to get more experience under their belt. But they did put that word training with the chopper story. So we got to learn more about that. I know we've got a new administration incoming. Trump is posting like crazy about this, but Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy from MTV fame, where he was the real world on MTV. Now he's a politician. Now he's a transportation secretary. And he just got the job, folks. He literally just got the job and right into this. So let's see what he says.
The flight path that the helicopter was on, is that a common flight path? And is it normal for helicopters to get clearance to cut across busy approach paths?
So, I don't know if you all could hear the question. It's a question about the flight path of the helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into too much detail about the information we have from the FAA, but obviously it is not standard to have aircraft collide. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But prior to the collision, the flight paths that were being flown from the military and from American, that was not unusual for what happens in the D.C. airspace. And as this investigation moves forward, we will be able to provide more information to you about the details of that statement.
All right, so he's saying this wasn't unusual for the chopper to be on that path and for the plane to be on that path. It just all went south somehow. It was about 30 seconds before the crash, an air traffic controller asked the helicopter if you have the plane in sight. Said, Pat 25, do you have CRJ in sight? The controller makes another radio call. Pat 25 passed behind the CRJ and nothing. There is no immediate word on the cause of the collision. We're looking into all of this. There was about, I think, I've seen a lot of different numbers of how many people, but I think 64 is passengers and crew. I believe that's what most of the story said. 64 people who were passengers. It wasn't a full size plane, but it was still a passenger plane. It was still a passenger jet. American Airlines, run by American Eagle, or the subsidiary of that.
And you saw a section, or maybe all of the passengers were part of the U.S. figure skating team.
Yes, there was a lot of them, including one. And how nuts is this? One of them is a guy. He's a figure skater. He shows up to the airport for his flight, and he goes, all right, I'd like to check in. And he's in Wichita, Kansas, flying into Washington, right? They crashed in Washington. And they said, sir, what are you bringing with you? Luggage, et cetera, et cetera. He goes, I'm bringing my dog with me. And they said, oh, I don't think we can make this happen. There was some reason they said your dog can't fly with you. And he says, well, if my dog can't fly with me, I'm not flying. I'll wait if I have to. I'm not going to fly on this flight. And they get into a back and forth, and he ends up going, fine, I'm not going to fly. He doesn't go along with them, and the plane crashes.
That just gave me chills, man.
His final destination stuff, like so close to him going on the flight, but he didn't end up going and didn't end up on there. John Maravala, they said he arrived to board flight 532, but was turned away at the gate because his dog was too big. He had to drive for what he thought was an inconvenient 14 hours, but those hours saved his life and his dog's life. He posted on, I think this might be Instagram, not allowed past gate to board flight. Get me TF out of Kansas, please. And then out of his window as he's driving, it says 14-hour journey begins as he's recording himself because him and his dog couldn't make it on the flight. It's just weird, you know? You think
he'll probably never fly again.
I wouldn't. Would you?
You get lucky one time and you're like, all right, I'm driving everywhere from here on out.
Yeah. Even though that might not make sense, and like strategically, somebody who knows numbers can tell you this. My anecdote is going to win all day long that I almost died on a flight, and I don't know that I want to risk that again. That is just, it's got to rock your world. And it's not that this person isn't without their troubles this morning. You can only imagine how he's feeling. Even if he didn't die on the flight, he's thinking about what if, and all of the people I'm sure that he knew on board that flight. Because a lot of them seem to be connected with this figure skating connection. Okay, we have so many things to get into on this front. We shall as the show rolls on. But first, I want to talk about this because it's an anonymous email coming in. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Please keep me anonymous. Remember to put that on top if you want to be anonymous. I'm an employee of the 3-letter agency that oversees things that fly in this country. I think you might be able to guess that. And maintain the equipment on the ground. I'm in no way a pilot or a controller, but I have to be in the movement area, which is runways and taxiways often, and communicate with ground and tower to get clearance into these areas. All that being said, I've watched the video and heard the tower communications of this incident. The regional jet was on final for runway 33. A plane on final approach has limited maneuverability. Even with all the lights on the plane, it would be nearly impossible for that pilot to see the helicopter, let alone change course to avoid it. The Blackhawk helicopter was in the glide path, either where they weren't approved to be, which is the fault of both that pilot and the ATC, or it was cleared to be there, and that's the ATC's fault. Either of these scenarios leads to a serious issue in whoever was working that airspace. I can't speak for the ATC side of training, but on my side of the training, it has gone downhill in recent years. Classes are shortened to the point of barely covering all the material that needs to be covered. All this is driven by cutting costs as much as possible by bean counters who only care about the bottom dollar. This is sadly at the expense of the flying public. Truly sad people lost their lives in this. Generally hope something good comes from this tragedy. Love you guys in the show, Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. So we'll go over this. You give us your feedback as to what you're seeing out there. And I want to talk about the most insane and frustrating part of this story. Somebody who was sitting there waiting for news about their loved one at the airport, and the news crews that encountered this guy and kept cameras on him in the worst time probably for him in his entire life. It's nuts. So we'll dive into that and a whole lot more on a very busy show on this lovely Thursday. Stick with us. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Enjoy your dominance over artificial intelligence while you can.
Did the coffee machine always have a laser cannon?
Tell your smart speaker to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Traffic is slowing down on Florida's Turnpike southbound between County Road 561 and Hancock Road on I-4 before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's congestion there. Watch out for an accident on State Road 429 northbound before Longwood Markham Road. There's an accident where Winter Garden Vineland Road meets Chase Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Ready for the special season that's not on any calendar? It's free phone season. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless this tax season and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
Mills Air is ready to help you out if you need anything with your air conditioner fixed, or if you're just curious as to how things are looking. That's what preventative maintenance is for. Preventative maintenance is where one of their great Mills Air techs come out to your house. They're so respectful. They are so knowledgeable. And what they're going to do is go through your air conditioner. No matter what brand it is, they're going to tell you exactly what is going on. So That's why I strongly suggest a call to Mills Air. They've been around for a long time, over 30 years, helping people just like you, and they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means they can get you huge rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
When the wildfire struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Tonight, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Oh, mornings. Some people love them.
Okay, you have everything for your math test, and Mom, then what do you
Some people hate them.
Everybody get in the car. Go, go, go.
We've all got to do them. Good thing Wawa's up and ready for you every morning. With fresh coffee, hot sizzlies, and fast, friendly service to keep your morning moving right along. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa, or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap, with the peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit InvisibleFence.com to learn more. That's InvisibleFence.com.
Get Wawa Rewards' biggest deal of the year before it's gone. Any size hot coffee for $1. Any size iced coffee for $2. And a 16-ounce Monster Energy for $3. You can redeem these bonus offers every day, as many times as you want, now through February 16th. Don't miss it. $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy drinks. Unlimited, now through February 16th. Gotta have a Wawa.
The new iHeart app.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it.
Love my radio. Love my presets.
Thank you.
This is really easy to use.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app and set your first preset. Plus, discover the new live radio dial, scan, lyrics, podcasts, playlists, and your favorite artist's radio.
Open the app and everything's right there. I love it.
The new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Go get it. iHeartRadio.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
When one of these accidents occurs, and of course it's an accident. I mean, like I don't think anybody's in conspiracy town just yet. Give it a few more minutes. But when you have a plane, a passenger plane, get into an accident, and there's a horrible death toll like this, with this American Airlines flight crashing into the Blackhawk, you're always going to have people that come out and go, airline safety is safer than any way you can travel. It's the most safe way to travel, and to go off with all these statistics and all this stuff. And I love how people think that that's going to put somebody at ease.
Yeah, that's the same thing of like turbulence is just like a puddle if you're riding a bike. And I go, that's crazy because I don't feel like I'm dying every time I bike over a puddle.
I'm holding onto the armrest of my chair going, this doesn't feel like a puddle right now. And I look at these stories and go, I think the problem is that people see the lack of control as a bigger issue. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing that I can do. If I'm driving a car, I have some level of control over at least my actions. I can do something about that. But in this case, it's really nothing that you can do to stop what happened here if you were on board that flight. And that's just where we end up here. And of course, after an accident like this, everybody's going to start pointing fingers in every possible direction. This is the person that was responsible. That's the person that was responsible. You get it. But
Trump, by the way, is just starting his conference about
is he? Oh, yeah. Can we listen to him? Let's see what he says, because I was just going to talk about some of his posts this morning about this.
Passengers and 4 crew collided with an Army Blackhawk helicopter carrying 3 military service members over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C., while on final approach to Reagan National Airport. Both aircraft crashed instantly and were immediately submerged into the icy waters of the Potomac. Real tragedy. The massive search and rescue mission was underway throughout the night, leveraging every asset at our disposal. And I have to say the local, state, federal, military, including the United States Coast Guard in particular, they've done a phenomenal job. So quick, so fast. It was
just
mobilized immediately. The work has now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors. This was a dark and excruciating night in our nation's capital and in our nation's history, and a tragedy of terrible proportions. As one nation, we grieve for every precious soul that has been taken from us so suddenly. And we are a country of, really, we are in mourning. This is really shaken a lot of people, including people, very sadly, from other nations who were on the flight. For the family members back in Wichita, Kansas, here in Washington, D.C., and throughout the United States and in Russia, we have a Russia contingent, some very talented people, unfortunately, were on that plane. Very, very, very sorry about that. Whose loved ones were aboard the passenger jet. We can only begin to imagine the agony that you're all feeling. Nothing worse. On behalf of the First Lady, myself, and 340 million Americans, our hearts are shattered alongside yours, and our prayers are with you now. And in the days to come, we'll be working very, very diligently in the days to come. We're here for you to wipe away the tears and to offer you our devotion, our love, and our support. There's great support. In moments like this, the differences between Americans fade to nothing compared to the bonds of affection and loyalty that unite us all, both as Americans and even as nations. We are one family, and today we are all heartbroken. We're all searching for answers. That icy, icy Potomac was a cold, cold night, cold water. We're all overcome with the grief for many who have so tragically perished, will no longer be with us. Together we take solace in the knowledge that their journey ended not in the cold waters of the Potomac, but in the warm embrace of a loving God. We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions and ideas, and I think we'll probably state those opinions now.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Years I've watched as things like this happen, and they say, well, we're always investigating, and then the investigation 3 years later, they announce it. We think we have some pretty good ideas.
Off script.
But we'll find out how this disaster occurred, and we'll ensure that nothing like this ever happens again. The FAA and the NTSB and the U.S. military will be carrying out a systematic and comprehensive investigation. Our new Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, his second day on the job when that happened. It's a rough one. We'll be working tirelessly. He's a great gentleman. The whole group these are great people, and they are working tirelessly to figure out exactly what happened. We will state certain opinions, however. I'm also immediately appointing an acting commissioner to the FAA, Christopher Rocheleau, a 22-year veteran of the agency, highly respected. Christopher, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We must have only the highest standards for those who work in our aviation system. I changed the Obama standards from very mediocre at best to extraordinary. You remember that. Only the highest aptitude, they have to be the highest intellect and psychologically superior people were allowed to qualify for air traffic controllers. That was not so prior to getting there. When I arrived in 2016, I made that change very early on because I always felt this was a job that, and other jobs too, but this was a job that had to be superior intelligence, and we didn't really have that, and we had it. And then when I left office and Biden took over, he changed them back to lower than ever before.
Oh, boy.
What is
I put
this?
safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. And they put politics at a level that nobody's ever seen, because this was the lowest level. Their policy was horrible, and their politics was even worse. So as you know, last week, long before the crash, I signed an executive order restoring our highest standards for air traffic controllers and other important jobs throughout the country. So it was very interesting. About a week ago, almost upon entering office, I signed something last week that was an executive order, very powerful, on restoring the highest standards of air traffic controllers and others, by the way. Then my administration will set the highest possible bar for aviation safety. We have to have our smartest people. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they
Quite
speak,
the implication
who they
here.
are. It matters intellect, talent, the word talent. You have to be
Is this the
talented, naturally talented geniuses. You can't have regular people doing that job. They won't be able to do it. But we'll restore faith in American air travel. I'll have more to say about that. I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them, they can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so that was a week before I entered office. They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration. This was before I...
What is happening here? Is this not a press conference about the
Recently,
deadly crash that happened less than 24 hours ago?
The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? These are people that are... I mean, actually, their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have. Brilliant people have to be in those positions, and their lives are actually shortened, very substantially shortened because of the stress.
Okay, I get the point.
Where you have many planes coming.
Very interesting here, okay? Trump comes out, and he's talking about, the first maybe 4 or 5 minutes, he's talking about this crash on the Potomac, the 64 people who were on the American Airlines aligned flight, and the 3 or so people that were on this Blackhawk helicopter. And he uses words like one family, and, this is bringing us together. And then at the end. I don't know if he went off script there, but he really was seemingly implicating without, I don't know.
Obama's fault.
Well, he brought up the past administrations a little bit, but that wasn't where he was really dropping the hammer. He was dropping the hammer, it seemed to me, on the folks in the tower, on the folks who were supposed to be keeping track of these two planes, and basically saying there were a bunch of DEI hires.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there's any evidence at all that is the case as of this moment.
And he's blaming the FAA as well, saying that they're actively hiring people with psychiatric disabilities.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Nobody knows what caused this. What is going on?
No, actually, I think my gut would tell me it's more likely that this was some mistake on the part of that Blackhawk and the operations team there, because they were told by these folks in the tower. They were told 30 seconds before, please move out of this path, move out of the path you're on, move out of the path. They didn't do anything. They didn't move. So that doesn't show me, at least from a cursory glance, that there was anything that went wrong with air traffic control people. But that's where all of the focus seemed to be on Trump's criticism of this.
But how is that, where is this based on? Because I imagine, they're still pulling bodies out of the water. It's still in a recovery mission.
Not based on nothing. I think he said before, and he said, we don't have the results of this, but what happens is it takes years to get the report back and then blah, blah, blah. So he just wants to swing. And everybody who hates him was swinging at him this morning and saying it's because of these cuts and this federal funding and these buyouts and other things that they were trying to use to pin the blame on him. So maybe he's responding.
Who's they? The people on the internet?
No, the people on CNN, for one, and some other coverage that I saw, and a lot of people online as well who were going that direction and saying, look, it was because of these cuts. It was because of these executive orders. It was because yada, yada, yada. That had nothing to do with this. Maybe that pissed him off and he got triggered, or maybe he was just going to do this anyways. I don't know. But that's a weird move to say, like, hey, we're one family. And by the way, half of our family members suck.
Yeah, it's their fault. It wasn't for me, but it's their fault.
Hey, if it comes out that they had people who were working in the tower for air traffic control, and they were mentally ill and ill-prepared and ill-equipped for this job, then by all means, run with the criticism of anybody who supported this stuff. But if there's not a shred, an iota of evidence of that happening, I don't understand what the point of that all would be. This seems like a dumb thing to politicize. In fact, at the beginning, I was going to say, good on him for saying, like, hey, this is a measure that doesn't need to be political. It could bring us together.
At least, for the first press conference.
Yeah, 5 minutes into it, we turn a corner and he goes another direction entirely.
Oh, yeah, man.
And that's not it, because here's the craziest thing. So his post this morning, let's take a look at this in front of me, Josh. His truth was the airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach at the airport. Okay, well, who put them on that line? It would be the folks in the tower, right? Air traffic control, I would think. The helicopter was going straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. It's a clear night. The lights on the plane were blazing. Why didn't the helicopter go up or down or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation. It looks like it should have been prevented. All caps, not good, he said. The beginning of that seemed to be targeting the helicopter crew. And why didn't they get out of the way? Which honestly makes sense to me. Somebody's at fault here. Somebody has done something wrong that led to this horrific accident. But blaming the tower folks right now with no information to do so seems pretty dumb to me. But we'll see what you have to say about this. Do let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch with your thoughts, or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com with your thoughts. Okay, what else are we going to get into here? Oh, somebody said, there's a person I saw online who had some good insight on this. I was a Blackhawk helicopter crew chief in the Army. I was even a flight instructor. This means I trained crew chiefs and ensured that they completed all training annually to maintain their flight ratings. One massive responsibility we had was to be the eyes for the pilots. We handled airspace obstacle avoidance and communicated potential risk to the pilots. Quite often, we would train as a flight of 2 or 3 birds flying in formation. It was my job to have my head out the window and tell the pilots the aircraft behind us was staggered right at 3 discs. He's just talking about sending message to the pilots of the chopper. I can tell you after doing this for hundreds of hours, even when you know exactly where a Blackhawk is and you have night vision goggles on, it is extremely hard to see the aircraft. These birds are designed to be hard to see at night. The red and green lights on the side get lost in the lights of the city below. The only lights on top of the aircraft are called slime lights because they're a very, very, very dim green, incredibly difficult to see. If you're above the helicopter, even if it has a floodlight or a spotlight underneath it, it's still hard to see the chopper. So he's saying that the crew chief might be doing something else that distracts them. This can lead to moments where all three people on the chopper are all looking inside the aircraft, which is what maybe led to this. So he says humans are involved. They aren't perfect. Tonight, my heart and minds with the families of those involved in this tragic event, but I won't join the chorus of idiots making speculation, says Mark McAthron, who is a chief, a helicopter crew chief in the Army.
I imagine they have a black box.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this information, if anything went wrong or they weren't aware of what they were headed towards, will be revealed shortly.
Yeah, and from what I could tell, the plane was only in about waist-deep water. It's what I heard in some of the reporting this morning, or from one of the press conferences I was watching this morning. They said the plane's fuselage was upside down in an about waist-high of water. So if that's where the largest portion of the plane was, one would imagine maybe the black box didn't go too far, and they would be able to find that pretty quickly. Though our friend RM7, Radio Michael 7, had just recently flown into this area and was showing us the Potomac right there by Washington and just how bad things were there. Like, it was all frozen over. I think here's a shot. You can kind of see where it's iced out. Wow. So even if you did make it and you land in that water, you're in some treacherous territory there too. So there we go. Some fireworks flying out. What do you think? What do you take? What do you make of all this? Let us know with your dispatch and your emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, we got a couple people who will be joining us on the show today, including a pilot in about 30 minutes or so. We might head in a different direction here soon. We'll get your feedback. We'll get to all the latest updates you need. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Actually, it was the first Dahmer movie. It was just called Dahmer.
Oh, I remember that.
The sequel was Dom and Dahmer.
I just hate how good that was. And if you'll notice, I'm not going to laugh because I can't give it to him.
Come on.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Thursday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be seeing another really beautiful day. Once the fog clears out, we'll be seeing plenty of sunshine, which will help to give temperatures a nice boost. The high of 78 degrees today in Orlando. We'll continue to climb temperature-wise tomorrow, a high of 82, staying nice and dry. A weak and fading cold front arrives on Saturday, bringing with it about a 20% chance of a very isolated light shower. Otherwise, temperatures rebound by Sunday, a high of 80. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Get Wawa Rewards' biggest deal of the year before it's gone. Redeem bonus offers for $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy every day, as many times as you want. Now through February 16th.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Yellowstone fans, your journey into the Yellowstone universe starts here.
Let's go to work.
Join Bobby Bones on the official Yellowstone podcast as he dives deep into the franchise's legacy. From exclusive cast interviews to untold behind-the-scenes stories, explore the drama, themes, and culture that make Yellowstone a global phenomenon.
I look forward to it.
Listen now on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open the iHeart app, search the official Yellowstone podcast, and start listening today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Orlando's signature event is back. The Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard returns to Bay Hill March 3rd through 9th. Watch your favorite PGA Tour pros define their legacy at a tournament as iconic as its namesake. Score a high five at the fan deck. Relive the vibes at Throwback Thursday with Corksicle. And savor every swing at Wine and Dine on 9 presented by Carmel Road Winery. Plus experience the all-new lake house for unbeatable views of the action. Where will you be when a new champion is crowned? Secure your spot at ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less. With $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we learn about the value of local influencers in uncertain times. From Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
The economy is tough for everyone, and taking a step back and understanding the pain that your customers are currently going through because of a tough environment is really important. We have 19,000 agents across the country, and they understand what's going on in those very unique communities. iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, connected, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
It's time now to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract, throw it overboard with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. You can choose a free iPhone 14 or free Samsung Galaxy. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it. Also, they use the same 5G network. So get your free iPhone 14 or your Samsung Galaxy. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword SAVE NOW from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts. Now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
by the moment.
Oh,
my God. Well, so if you're just joining us, let me get you all caught up on what's happening here, what's been happening. Most of you know what's going on. You probably know that there was this horrific accident in D.C. where a plane that was headed into the D.C. airport, they crashed into a Blackhawk military helicopter, and both the plane and the chopper ended up in the Potomac, and everybody on board unfortunately died. And it's usually 0 to 100 miles an hour with the politics, but this is 0 to 1 billion miles per hour with the politics. And it kind of started off slow. I saw people in our chat going like, hey, here's what happened. Trump is responsible for this, and they're taking some shots. And then Trump does his press conference. Did you guys hear what happened after we kind of cut away for a second there, or no?
No. Do share.
Oh, God, I
can see that he's pointing and taking questions.
Can you do me a favor? You got the dump button over there, right? Just in case.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just in case. He's got over there.
That's the news.
Let's see what we got. Here we go. Here's Trump in this moment at the press conference where he started off talking about like, hey, we're one family, we're together. And then
that was all of 1 minute, I believe.
He went full-fledged on this is the air traffic control fault because they're not hiring the right people, DEI hires, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the part that some of you might have missed.
Which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg. A real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of
Wow.
Oh, man. He said he's got a good line of BS, which obviously we've censored out there for you. And steam just coming off the podium at this press conference, which I swear to God, when tuning into it, I go, well, this will be fine. This will be just a normal little thing. We'll get some details. Sometimes the details come out slow on stories like this and where you want to hear things faster. But this is full political now. Like, this is just a political mudslinging fest, a war. And that seems like bad strategy to me, but maybe you disagree.
Poor taste.
Go over to the newsjunkie.com and record a dispatch. Give us your thoughts. I look at this and go, why don't we figure out what exactly happened? And
I think any normal person would do the same thing. Look at it that way.
But when I even look at what we do know, I say my gut, which I really lean to on this show because I've been doing this for so long, and usually my gut is 100% right. My gut doesn't tell me. Sorry about that. Sorry. My gut doesn't tell me that this has anything to do with air traffic control necessarily, considering the evidence we have. We have air traffic control telling the helicopter, hey, 30 seconds beforehand, hey, you need to get out of the way, get out of the path, get out of the path, get out of the path, they said over and over. And they didn't get a response from the Blackhawk helicopter. And then some time went by and they said, hey, get out of the way, get out of the way. And then they had the crash after that, and obviously the reaction of the shocked folks from the tower.
And this is not new as far as this area and helicopters flying around.
No, they do it all the time.
Whether they be drills or I don't know, other helicopters that are not part of the Army. Like, the control has done this before.
Yes, but it is dicey, and it is a very difficult airport, as far as I can tell, to work in air traffic control. Of course it is. It's D.C. We're talking about the capital here, and a lot of air traffic goes in there, military and otherwise. So they have to deal with things like this. But it seems to me, if you wanted to say this was a DEI problem, if you wanted to say these were amateurs that screwed this up and killed all these people on board, I hate to say it, but the only evidence that I would have that somebody screwed the pooch here would be that the people in the Blackhawk helicopter did something wrong. They weren't paying attention. They didn't hear the tower. They didn't move out of the way of the American Airlines flights, but that wasn't the target that he went after. I don't know why that would be the direction you go, but we'll continue to watch what's happening here.
Now, I'm in my right ear, and one of the reporters just asked, how can you come to the conclusion after such a short timeline that this has anything to do with diversity, employment, or hiring? And his response, Trump, was, as I have common sense.
Okay. He says, all right. Well, hey, maybe he's nailed it. Maybe my gut's wrong on this one. Maybe this was some mentally ill hire who is a DI hire in the air traffic control booth, and that's what screwed this up. I see zero evidence to suggest that that's the case right now, but that's the direction that this has gone in. So I can see what the next couple of days of talking about. What could have been a crash where people said, well, what can we improve? What can we do? What happened? Honestly, it's in a way the inevitability of air travel. If you think about how many flights are up in the air at any given moment, millions and millions and millions of them in any given year that go up in the air and travel somewhere.
All right, you're giving me anxiety.
Inevitably, you will have some, very few, Sabrina, very few, but some airline incidents like this, and it's a tragedy, and it's terrible, and there are all sorts of interesting things that we can look into here.
It's been 15 years since we've even had something like this in America.
Right.
Really?
And was that in the Northeast too, Josh? I don't know if you have.
It might have been. Let me look.
Yeah, see if you could find that out, because there was one that was a long time ago, and I thought it was in like a neighborhood or something.
Like same situation, helicopter versus plane?
No,
it was
just
a
domestic
plane.
flight.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a domestic flight crash, and think of how many flights have gone into the air over all those years. So to me, you look at this and you go, where was the breakdown? Is it the people in the chopper that were responsible? Is it the people who were piloting the passenger plane from American Airlines that were responsible? Is it the people in the flight tower that were responsible? It would seem to me that one of those groups of people would probably have done something wrong here. I don't see where everybody did something right, but I don't know which one of those people it is just yet.
You were correct. It was in New York, February 12th, 2009. Colgan Air Flight 3407 crashed into a house during approach due to the flight crew's improper response to an impending stall, killing all on board and one in the house.
Damn.
So that was our last major air tragedy in America.
Was the pilot a DEI hire? Or
I don't think that existed back then. That was pre-woke.
It was pre-woke, so you didn't have that problem, I guess. Unbelievable. So sparks flying and lots of reaction coming in. So you got something on your mind. Get it off. Let us know what you think. Go over to the newsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. The thoughts I'm talking about. The things that you're considering in your brain.
Let's get off.
I had an interview scheduled with somebody, but it was so different of a topic. It was wholly inappropriate. So we kicked the football down the field here. We might talk to her later on today.
What was it?
Insidious, the Insidious series and all those movies and all that.
Chapter 2, thank you.
Chapter 2, the famous live read that Sabrina did so many years ago.
One of my first ones.
And they tried to stage this Broadway style play that was going to go on. It was supposed to be the scariest play that you could go see. Ooh. Big national tour planned. Dr. Phillips Center was going to be one of the spots. Even. And they said, you will be scared out of your seat. It'll be 2 of the scariest hours of your life. It was such a catastrophe.
Oh,
everybody
really? What was it called?
It was Insidious something. I've got the details on it. We'll talk to the lady later, but it just didn't seem appropriate given what's going on now.
You're just going to rip her apart after a failed Broadway?
No. She was a person who attended the only one that they did.
Gotcha.
Because they only did the one in this one city, and they just canceled the entire thing because it was such a catastrophe. So we'll speak with her later. We have more than obviously just this story going on. I keep wanting to get to this guy and what I think was the media really dropping the ball. And it's a story that we need to give a little bit more time and a little bit more air. So what we'll do instead is take a very quick break. When we return, we'll get to this guy who was at the airport and confronted by the media. And I feel like everything went wrong, but we'll hear it together and you can tell us what you think. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This is Robert from Rockledge, Florida, and I just won $1,000.
Your next chance to win $1,000 is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air on Real Radio 104.1.
Emergency crews are clearing up that accident on I-4 westbound before State Road 408. The left shoulder is blocked there. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 in that Champions Gate area. And watch out for an accident where John Young Parkway meets I-4. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa, or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap, with the peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit InvisibleFence.com to learn more. That's InvisibleFence.com.
Jesse Bon Jovi here. Ready to turn your everyday into a celebration? Hampton Water Bubbly is your new favorite sparkling rosé. Born in France, raised in the Hamptons, uncork an instant upgrade with Hampton Water Bubbly. Rosé responsibly.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Tijuana Flats is back better than ever. I tried the new blackened chicken bowl. So flavorful. Plus, get $2 queso with any bowl or burrito. Next time, I'm trying the burrito with fresh grilled steak at Tijuana Flats. See for yourself.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Hey, Magic fans, it's Angel for the Monsters. Meet me at Tom's Watch Bar on iDrive Saturday, February the 1st at 4:30 to watch our Orlando Magic take on the Utah Jazz. I'll be there giving away great prizes and cheering them on to win as we watch the game on their 150 big screens. Let's go, Magic. See you there.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream now on your free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Lots going on, and you can join us on this show if you're raging, if you want to say something nice about the show, something mean about me. Well, I don't care, whatever it is. It's about your opinions, dispatches. We'll take those over at newsjunkie.com. Please don't call me Stinky. I have enough problems in my life.
You literally just said you could take it.
I know, but Stinky is the one that hurts. I don't like it. I don't want to be called Stinky. I don't want to be the Stinky kid. Hurts. That's where I draw the line.
All right.
I'll take all the other insults.
A lot of people are saying challenge accepted right now.
Oh, what am I getting myself into? I should not have done this. This was bad. Okay, we have a lot of things that are going on right now. Obviously, many people around the country are talking about this horrific crash, this airline accident, where you have this plane that had, 60 passengers?
64, I'm hearing now.
60 passengers and 4 crew, I think. So 64 total
64
bodies
souls,
on board.
as the manifest calls it.
Yes, that's true. And then a Blackhawk helicopter that crashed into this plane. And a lot of confusion as to what went wrong and why this happened and why these people had to die and end up in the icy Potomac. But one thing is for sure, a lot of blame to go around in terms of just bad behavior after this. And the media, all these news outlets, they descend on Reagan National Airport. I've been there before, right by D.C., obviously. And they had heard that there was this accident. So they go in with their cameras, they see what they could find, and they find this dude who, I don't know if they vetted him and figured out everything that was going on, but he said his wife was on the flight, and he was waiting to hear back from his wife and like see if she was okay, see if she survived. And, she texted me right before this happened. They go, show us the text messages. And I think, guys, a plane just blew up with real live people on it. Individuals, human beings with loved ones, brothers, sisters, husbands, uncles, aunts, all that. To go in there with your camera and go like, hey, what's going on? How are you feeling? What are your emotions right now? Can we see your phone?
DEI hire?
Yeah, can we see the text messages you got? Watch this. Here's how this went down. You'll hear the interaction here.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for. I'm just praying to God. All
right, if you didn't hear that, he said, I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river as we speak. If I'm the cameraman there or the news guy or whoever's making the decisions, I might go, hey, so sorry that you're going through what you're going through. We wish you the best. If we have any information we can help you out with, we'll be glad to do it. We're not going to keep the camera on you right now, obviously.
Yeah, that's maybe one person. But as soon as they see 2 other DGAF news outlets, then everyone surrounds them. Because they're like, if they're going to get it, we have to get it.
It seems so gross, so slimy. And they keep going. Hold on. So here he is.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for. I'm just praying to God.
When was the last time you spoke with her?
She texted me that they were landing in 20 minutes.
Can you show us a text message that you got from her?
All right. He said, can you show us the text message that you got from her? Can you show us the text message? Did you just take his word
for it?
Yeah. Can you show us the text message? Like, even if you did it off camera, it would be better than, hey, your dead wife sent you a final text. We were wondering if we could get a shot of that for the camera, please.
Landing in 20 minutes.
Can you show us a text message that you got from her?
And he goes on his phone. Let's make sure we get it nice and zoomed in here. And the poor guy shows the
20
conversation.
minutes, the rest of my text did not get delivered.
The
That's
jazz
when I
in the
realized
background is
something might be
eerie.
up.
Oh, God. Oh, God. The guy said, she sent this text, I sent one, and then the rest weren't delivered. And then I'm just trying to see what's going on. Get away from people who are in this position. I totally get when you want to get somebody from the FAA on, if you want to get somebody who's a pilot on, if you want to get somebody even who's political on, if they want to make everything political like we tend to do, whatever. But when somebody is sitting there, the guy's shaking. He's literally, his body is shaking as he's holding his hand to try to get to the text message on the phone can we see the last text message from your wife, sir? This will be the last you ever hear from. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? And it's the will you cry for us media that I really detest the most. I'm being honest here. That's one of the things I absolutely detest the most. The will you cry for us is camera is on you, light is on you. We all know we're all people in this moment. We're all human beings. We all can maybe empathize with what you're going through, but we let the other part of our brain take over and we go, will you show us the text message that your wife sent before her American Airlines flight crashed in to the Blackhawk and ended up in the river? That's bad behavior.
Scummy move.
Yeah, I think that is just like, you got to be better than this. And calling them out for that, I think, is just fine. So we've got a lot of different things swirling around, fingers pointing in every direction. Obviously, the most important thing here, seemingly getting overlooked, that there are at least families of 67 people who are trying to sort through this, as everybody else, all the way up to the White House, uses it as a moment to try to score political points. Man, don't like that.
Soon.
Don't. I mean, like, oh, this is a definition of too soon. It hasn't even been, hasn't been that
They're
long
not
since all this
done.
happened.
They're not. The boats are still out there.
Yeah, there was like people who were bringing their own personal boats over to help, and
It's so heartbreaking.
And trying to get as many bodies as they could out of the water. Keep in mind, you have a plane. I don't want to get too dark about this, but the fuselage was upside down in waist-high water, and people were still strapped into their seats on the flight. So, like, how about we consider that for just a moment of time? Okay,
Right.
We want to hear from you. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll get to those here momentarily. What were we
What's a
saying?
fuselage?
The main body of the plane.
The tube part.
Yes.
I did not know that was the name of it.
Yes, I should use different words. The
Fuselage.
actual.
No, I like
just
that. I want
the passenger
like
area.
that,
This is how I should say it, being a radio host. The passenger area of the plane was the portion that fell into the river, and they could see that still together. They're still trying to figure out what the hell happened here as everybody runs wild. So we want to hear from you and see what you have to say. Dispatches are coming in. Let's work in some of these. Here's Dispatch Dan. Well, I know he works in this world. Let's see what he has for thoughts about this.
Sean, Sabrina, Josh. Good morning. How's it going?
Good afternoon.
It's kind of a crazy morning, but I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can. This is, after listening to everything, this is going to be the helicopter pilot's fault. If you listen to all the air traffic control tapes, the recordings, you will see, or you'll hear that air traffic control, that tower from DCA, instructs the helicopter to confirm that he has a visual on the RJ. RJ is a regional jet, which is what the American Eagle flight was.
Yeah.
He was told to confirm he has the visual, which he did. Pilot confirms he has a visual on the RJ. Tower then tells him to pass behind the RJ. We all see what happened. We all saw what happened. He did not. This is going to be the pilot's fault.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going that way, but we just don't know. And nobody knows yet. It's all speculation. And demonizing somebody right now doesn't seem like a great idea.
No.
Even though that's kind of the reaction. Everybody's kind of triggered into that direction. When you see a story, you go, we must have a take. Well, I must have a take right now, and I must blame somebody for this. And I think to myself, let's say this was a 5-car accident on a highway or something. If you were in one of the cars, you would go, well, here's what happened. Here was the series of events that led to all of this. But it's not usually just as simple as this idiot did X and it made all the other things happen. Sometimes there's more complex things that are going on in life. You have to figure out if it's as simple as you want it to be first, or
hence an investigation. Hence, the facts that come out after said investigation, or as they continue cleaning up this horrible wreckage. So the idea that they're in the midst of doing it and it happened less than 24 hours before we have fingers pointed in all directions is baffling to me. And it probably is such, like, think about the grieving families who are just starting the grieving process, probably still in shock, and they're hearing this.
Yeah, that sucks. I would not want that. If I was the loved one of somebody who died in any incident and I heard people immediately making it political, I would be losing my mind. I would be losing my mind. And so many people do this stuff now. Here's Millennial with the dispatch for us.
Wait, so that guy's wife was texting him 20 minutes before the flight landed?
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, she didn't have it on airplane mode, so it's her fault.
Okay, thank you, Millennial. And he's stuttering and sputtering his way through the dispatch. Yeah. We'll get to yours. We want to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com to push yours through right now. We will play some more of those, but right now we're just trying to figure out what happened. I know the U.S. Defense Secretary weighed in on this. Let's see what he said.
All right, update this morning. Just got off the phone with the Southcom commander and the chairman, the Joint Chiefs, talking about our efforts at Guantanamo Bay. That is ongoing. We're leaning forward on supporting the president's directive to make sure that we have a location for violent criminal illegals.
All right, come on.
But I also wanted to give an update on the tragedy that happened last night here in Washington, D.C., and provide a little bit more information as we are actively working to investigate and understand what occurred and why. At about 8:48 last night, a UH-60 assigned to the U.S. Army Aviation Brigade in the military district of Washington, Fort Belvoir, Virginia, collided tragically with a civilian airliner. The unit involved, the Army unit involved, was Bravo Company 12th Aviation Battalion at Fort Belvoir. It was an annual proficiency training flight. And when we look at
annual proficiency training flight is what he said. Okay.
That's interesting.
Like this is a yearly test that they do, I guess, to make sure they know exactly how they're handling the chopper. And perhaps they failed, right? Perhaps this is the most significant failure you could think of. Just all these details kind of being pieced together in real time. So we've got this. We're watching this story. Obviously, we'll keep a close eye on it, let you know of any updates as things roll out. When we come back, let's move our focus over for just a moment to something different. I have an update on the principal who threw that big, giant Project X style house party.
Party time.
And she was the principal of an elementary school. There was another teacher in the area who was at this party, and it was wild. Drinking, drugs, there were guns, there was all kinds of stuff. But now we got some real details here. We got the actual police charging documents. Ooh. So where she was defended yesterday by one of the school board members, the chair of the school board, we've got new drama, and we're going to find out exactly what is in this police report from this crazy party that the principal was throwing. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
I don't know, and I can't think of one that.
There's got to be something out there, but it's just really hard.
What?
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Watch out for an accident on I-4 westbound before State Road 408 off to the left shoulder. There's an accident where Old Lake Wilson Road meets Sinclair Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways this afternoon. Traffic is slowing down on I-4 in that Champions Gate area. There's still some delays between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Do you want to buy a business or a franchise? That mortgage guy, Don, has your back. He has over 50 sources for your SBA and business loans of all sizes. Also, that mortgage guy, Don, does commercial and SBA loans. So if you have an existing SBA loan with a rate of 9% or more, you are in luck. That mortgage guy, Don, can refinance your qualified high-interest SBA loan to a low fixed rate of 8.25%. Don't leave money on the table. Let that mortgage guy, Don, help you get the money off the table and back in your business hands where it belongs. Start the process today by going to thatmortgagiguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgagiguydon.com.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Tonight, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Hey, it's Jesse Bon Jovi here. Are you ready to turn your everyday into a celebration? Meet Hampton Water Bubbly, your new favorite sparkling rosé. It's born in France, raised in the Hamptons. It's fresh, light, crisp, and easy to drink. Because in our house, there's always a reason to celebrate the everyday. So why wait? Uncork an instant upgrade with Hampton Water Bubbly. Rosé responsibly.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Orlando's signature event is back. The Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard returns to Bay Hill March 3rd through 9th. Watch your favorite PGA Tour pros define their legacy at a tournament as iconic as its namesake. Score a high five at the fan deck. Relive the vibes at Throwback Thursday with Corksicle. And savor every swing at Wine and Dine on 9 presented by Carmel Road Winery. Plus experience the all-new lake house for unbeatable views of the action. Where will you be when a new champion is crowned? Secure your spot at ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Tijuana Flats is back better than ever. I tried the new Blackened Chicken Bowl. So flavorful. Plus, get $2 queso with any bowl or burrito. Next time, I'm trying a burrito with fresh grilled steak at Tijuana Flats. See for yourself.
Looking for the best donuts and breakfast treats in town? Then you got to go check out Shipley's Donuts. With more than 60 varieties to choose from, Shipley's Donuts serves freshly made delights daily. Visit them today at 2225 South Cimarron Boulevard.
Tired of making the same weight loss resolutions every year? It's time to break the cycle. Get started with Mochi Health. Meet one-on-one with a board-certified obesity medicine doctor from the comfort of your own home and see if a GLP-1 medication is right for you. If so, we'll have it delivered straight to your door.
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my blood work done and the results were not good. I was potentially going to take time away from my children. With Mochi Health, I've lost 60 pounds. I'm just really happy that my kids get to grow up with a mom who can do things with them.
Start with our free quiz at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com. Take our free quiz today and use the code 2025radio to get $40 off your first month. Begin your journey with Mochi Health at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com.
Real patients were compensated to share their experiences. Results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients typically lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in their first 6 months with Mochi when combined with a healthy lifestyle.
Check out joinmochi.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
I
Identity Theft Awareness Week is here. There's a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second and will fix identity theft guaranteed or your money back. Plus, plans include the $1 million protection package with up to $3 million in coverage for the most comprehensive plan. Take control of your identity with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Alec Baldwin. This season on my podcast, Here's the Thing, I speak with musician, photographer, and philanthropist Julian Lennon.
Photography really does allow me to do that. I have empathy for people on the other side of the world that you'll never ever meet, but you'll at least have some understanding of what their life is and what they went through or are still going through.
Listen to Here's the Thing on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Here's the Thing and start listening.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
With this D.C. plane crash, obviously it's a big story and people are talking about that, but we got some other things to get to, so let's work in some updates where we can. A big update, indeed, in this story that we've been talking about, where a teacher, for one, and then a principal, a school principal, an elementary school principal, were busted throwing this rager of a party with a bunch of teens who were drinking, smoking, playing with guns, doing all sorts of stuff you're not supposed to do.
Party time.
If you missed any of this, these are our ladies here, and quite interesting mugshots from them. Elizabeth Hill Brodigan and Carly Anderson.
What happened to the original?
This is a wide
mugshot?
shot. It's a wide shot for those of you who are streaming the show on YouTube or Twitch, but for
Earlier
everybody
this
else,
week, it was cut off where it said booking image, where the lady on the right, it said King Ema.
well, she is Carly Anderson. She's a teacher in the county and at Roosevelt Elementary School. And Elizabeth Hill Brodigan is a principal of an elementary school. So one might say they should know better than to do things like this. Not only did they throw this rager, and I'm going to give you the police report details, the like actual arresting record documents in a second that say what officers found out on the scene, but they had the public school board chair in Brevard, Florida, Gene Trent, defend them. And he said,
it was a very
believe it or
interesting
not,
take.
he said, this has all been blown out of proportion. This is nothing new.
He's like, I don't know about you guys, but this happened in high school, and
Big
other high
deal.
schools do it. And from what I understand, no one died. So there's that.
Let me remind you that children were suffering from alcohol-induced medical episodes when this went down. Students got DUIs who were leaving this principal's party. Students were using drugs. Students were fighting disabled students. Students were pointing guns at each other while videotaping themselves for Snapchat, all at the principal's home. And the public school board chair, who should leave his job immediately, Gene Trent, said this has all been blown out of proportion. This is nothing new. So he said he read the police report. Afterwards, another person on the board, I believe, said he was lying. He didn't actually read the police report.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it ourselves here. Let's read the arrest affidavit. Yay. I have it in front of me. This is from the authorities that busted up this party. And let's see what they said happened at the scene. Because this is what he's saying he read. And he said, no big deal, no problem whatsoever. This says, the defendant, identified as Carly Anderson of Cocoa Beach, did commit the offense of child neglect when she failed to provide a child with care, supervision, and services necessary to maintain the child's physical and mental health. Caregiver or any other person in response for a child's welfare and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Here are the details of the incident. It said they responded to some calls in reference to an open house party. So the first thing we should know is
neighbors.
A lot of the neighbors were calling the cops. A lot of them. Not just one, multiple neighbors were calling the cops. And that's no surprise. Of course they were. There was this rager party with teenagers going on. Upon arrival, officers observed multiple vehicles parked in front of the residence stretching down the roadway. And it was in the middle of the road. Officers made contact with juveniles at the residence who claimed they did not know whose party it was. Corporal Brown knew who the owner was and called her. Her name was Elizabeth Hill Brodigan. That is our principal right there. Corporal Brown told Elizabeth there was an open house party involving juveniles drinking alcohol and using marijuana. Elizabeth told Officer Brown she was down the street and she would take care of it. Officers cleared the scene and began conducting traffic stops on vehicles leaving the area. During the traffic stops, multiple juveniles were located inside the vehicle wearing the same clothing from the White Lie Party. Now, if you don't know what the White Lie Party is, I guess it's a type of party that you go to. You wear a white T-shirt and you write some sort of white lie. Like if I was drinking, I'd be like, I never had a beer in my life, and I'd be drinking a beer at the party. White lie. Harmless things a lot of times, and that's what these themed parties are. Why is that important? And why is that of note? Well, guess what? If all the kids were driving away from the scene and they said, party, I wasn't at a party, but they had a white shirt on.
That said, I wasn't at a party.
Yeah, right. You might give yourself away real quick with that. All right. So that's why that's important here. So the White Lie Party was being held at this address. Officers eventually were called back to the residence by neighbors who were again complaining at the open house party. The complaints mentioned juveniles were seen walking toward the residence through other people's yards and were yelling obscenities at them. When officers arrived on the scene, there was still an active party happening at the residence. The principal approached one of the officers as they drove by and told them she was shutting down the party. The police department received a third call complaining about the house party while officers were on the scene. The police department then received, here's our weird call that we were talking about yesterday. The police department then received a call for what sounded like a juvenile at about 10:28 or so. The unknown juvenile male advised there were people shooting guns at a nearby skate park and then drove to Sidney Fisher Park. The juvenile advised the people at the park were conducting satanic activity and had somebody held at gunpoint.
So someone got stoned.
Well, no. Here's my theory. Don't know if this is right or not, but my theory is this. Somebody who was at the party did a SWAT call to get all the officers to leave and go to the other location. Because they said there's like a satanic thing going on here and they're holding somebody at gunpoint. I think that's maybe what happened here.
Wow.
Because the officers all went to the park. The call was unfounded. Officers returned to the area of a house party and most of the partygoers had left at that time. The sergeant observed a vehicle run a stop sign nearby and almost run into the cop car he was driving.
Sick.
They conducted a traffic stop onto this vehicle and discovered two drunk juveniles that were female in the vehicle. The person arrested was driving at the time and was cited for being in possession of marijuana. She provided a blood alcohol level of 0.11. Obviously, that's over the legal limit, and she wasn't old enough to drink to begin with. Both juveniles were dressed in the White Lie attire, so they had those white T-shirts on at the time this was going down. While Sergeant Ingersoll was on this traffic stop, Corporal Brown found a male juvenile vomiting and shaking in the principal's front yard. The corporal said this person needs medical attention and had the fire rescue arrive on scene. When fire rescue arrived, the principal walked out in the front and started shouting, then went inside and turned off all the lights in the front of the house so they couldn't see. So it was dark where they were trying to help this drunk kid out. Then they called the kid's mom to come pick him up, blah, blah, blah. Corporal Brown approached the defendant, that's the principal, when she was yelling at people. She said she was upset because a child was being, quote, put in a machine, and she said that she was a teacher. The defendant then told Corporal Brown she was hanging out at the party while pointing at Elizabeth Hill Brodigan. Corporal Brown told the defendant there were 200 kids at the residence drinking. The defendant interrupted the corporal and yelled that she knew that already. The defendant's speech was slow and slurred. She also had mood swings between angry and calm multiple times in the brief interaction. This is all on body cam. Can't wait to see that.
Same.
And finally, I spoke with the defendant on the phone afterwards. Without any questioning, the defendant advised she had no participation in what took place at the house. The defendant said she had a friend and told me I knew who that friend was, referring to the principal. That friend invited her out for a drink. The defendant advised her friend was sober the whole time because she only had one drink. The defendant then advised this person did what he did. And then she said,
Where's I'm saying hell no somewhere. I'd like to know why she responded with that.
Well, it says the defendant then advised her children were not at that party. She does not participate in underage ragers. I asked the defendant if she would be willing to meet with me to provide a sworn statement. The defendant stated, hell no, and advised she wanted no part of this. She said, our phone call better not being recorded right now.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The cop tells the defendant, everything I do is recorded. The defendant says, that's okay, because I didn't say anybody's names anyhow.
Gotcha.
That's it. And then the principal, the teacher both say, we're not talking to the cops. So hundreds of kids out there drinking, drugs, guns.
It wasn't, have they determined it's mostly high school kids? Like, was this their old principal? That
maybe.
She was like, after you guys leave this school, you give me a call. You can always party at my house.
They appeared to be mostly underage. Most of the 200 people at the party. And there's fights breaking out and stuff. One of them says...
everything described is high school party.
Yeah,
it's just the idea that it was at a principal's house with the teacher as well.
Yeah. If this was some kid who threw the party and it has no relation to the parents or the teachers or the principal, then you would go, that happens. The kid should be in trouble, but that happens. But there were fights here. Some kid who they said was autistic or had some learning difficulty got punched by somebody else. It's just a whole damn thing that they ran into. This says the party was advertised via Snapchat. It was hosted by this person who attended Cocoa Beach High School. The students also advised there were fights at the party. One fight was described as follows. A student punched another student who was autistic. A Cocoa Beach wrestler then slapped the student that punched the autistic student. This altercation was recorded, but none of the students interviewed could provide the video. I interviewed the wrestler who admitted he slapped another student in the street at the party. The student that was hit confirmed to not be autistic, but does have a learning disability. You get it. Like, this is what's happening at this thing, at this whole event. This principal and teacher that were at this party knew very well what was going on with these kids, and it was very, very wrong for them to do this. And for the person who is the head of the school board to say, this has all been blown out of proportion, this is nothing new, they didn't do anything wrong, is insane. But we'd like to know what you think. Let us know what's on your mind. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. There's the latest on that one. We have a lot going on with the story about the D.C. crash with an airplane, obviously this week, crashing into this Blackhawk helicopter. But one person's reaction that I saw that I could connect with was somebody who was flying on a plane right after this happened into the D.C. airport while watching CNN's live coverage of the plane that had just crashed right before them. And when you look in the plane, he moves his camera back and forth, and you could see that lots of other people who are on the flight were also tuned in live to the CNN coverage. So everybody on the plane is kind of watching as all this is going on. Just that would be the stuff straight out of your nightmares. And I guess the thing is, I wouldn't want the airline to shut down the live news coverage because I would want to know what was going on if I was on a flight. But that would be very, very shocking to be witnessing that as you were on another flight just trying to land at the place where you were. Okay, let's get into dispatch or two. We've got time to do just that, so why not? Here we go. Here is, let's see. Let's go over to Daddy Two Times talking about the crash.
Hey, News Junkies. Yeah, Sean, I'd agree that everything looks like it is the Black...
I'm sorry, this is Douglas. That is my apology.
Pilot's at fault, but as an air traffic controller, if you're getting no response from trying to reach the Blackhawk, you got to divert and abort landing for that plane so that you could make sure that there is no collision. That is your job. So I think it does land on the air traffic controllers, probably just as much as the Blackhawk. pilots. So wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Thank you, Douglas. Appreciate the input. I'll continue to say the same thing. Like, we'll see. We'll see what happened here. We'll see what went wrong. We'll see who was in the wrong. And it probably will end up that, just my gut here again, this isn't something where you say somebody criminally did something wrong. It's just, it happened. And unfortunately, it was a huge mistake on one person or one group of people's fault that led to this incident. But we'll take your thoughts as we continue to digest this information coming in. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Also, in other news, we now have the release date. Just a question, though. Have both of you, Sabrina and you, Josh, have you guys both seen Squid Game Season 2? Did you catch up with that, or have you not watched it?
I did it in one day.
You did it all one day, binged it. What did you think? Did you like it or no?
I liked it.
Not as good, though, as the first?
I mean, I got to say, I paid more attention to Season 2 than I did Season 1.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I didn't care for the cliffhanger because of the amount of time it's going to be in between.
Right.
It still did pretty well. What did you think, Josh?
I liked it. I thought they had some fun characters in there.
For non-English shows, Squid Game 2 takes the number 2 spot. And if you consider all Netflix shows, it's number 3 behind Wednesday, which is another successful Netflix series. But not the impact, the cultural impact that Squid Game Season 1 obviously had. And what they did was cut this second season in half. So now they've announced that the third and final season of the show will, of course, be dropping this summer. June 27th will be the date.
Yes. I figured it was going to be farther from that, but cool.
Yeah, it's not too bad, not too far away. June 27th, if you are following along with that. All right, more of these updates on what's happening in D.C. as we roll on. And when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? We now have the plot of Terrifier 4, but what's even more terrifying? M. Night Shyamalan's upcoming collaboration. Throw it at the wall and see what sticks, but how in the hell did a Little House on the Prairie reboot stick? Plus, according to a new report, Christmas Day was spent clapping an insane amount of noobs. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at CoolToday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast on this Thursday. And for today, it's going to be another beautiful sunshine-filled day across Central Florida with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s, a high of 78 degrees today in Orlando. Warmer temperatures arrive for tomorrow, likely being one of the warmest days of the week with a high of around 82 degrees. A very weak cold front arrives Saturday, bringing with it the small chance of a few isolated showers. Otherwise, highs will be back into the mid-70s Saturday and the low 80s Sunday. That's your Fox 35 forecast.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Need a change this year? Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change for an always quick but never rushed quality oil change. No appointment needed. Save $15 off your next oil change at VIOC.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They'll get you back on the road in no time.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Roll with Hard Rock Bet for Big Game 59 because we are rolling out over $5.9 million in bonus bets. The big game kicks off Sunday in New Orleans, but get your share of Big Easy bonus bets now so you can place more bets on us instead of using your own cash. It's the big game rollout. $5.9 million in promos only on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMITTED.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
It's time now to throw out your overpriced big wireless contract, throw it overboard with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. You can choose a free iPhone 14 or free Samsung Galaxy. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 25 gigs of data, mobile hotspot. You get all of it. Also, they use the same 5G network. So get your free iPhone 14 or your Samsung Galaxy. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now from Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. We'll see what's going on there. You can join us, as always, with a dispatch. Record your video or audio dispatch to send it into the show over at thenewsjunkie.com or fire off an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick response from Pete Buttigieg after that Trump comment. And if you didn't hear what happened there, hang on, let me replay that just very quickly. So we can get people caught up, and then we're going to get into the next episode. But here's what Trump said at this press conference earlier when he was talking about the Potomac crash.
Which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg. A real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of.
So those were the comments from Trump at the White House podium in this press conference that's now making the rounds. And Pete Buttigieg has fired back. He calls Trump's remarks despicable. He says, we put safety first, grew air traffic control, and had zero commercial airline crash fatalities. One of Trump's first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key personnel who helped keep our skies safe. Implications that Trump was to blame for this, fingers pointing back and forth. So here we go. It's going to continue. All right, right now, let's go in another direction, and let's do this. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
You can have Martian meat and send it to Mars, too.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's where you can go meet him digitally and start the process of refinancing your home, maybe buying your first dream home, starting a business, or refinancing that SBA loan. There are so many things you can do with That Mortgage Guy Don, but the best part is that you can trust the man. He has your best interest in mind. He's going to treat you like a friend, like a human, not like a number like all the other mortgage companies would. So go to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don.
It was 56 years ago, 1969, that this group right here.
The
Beatles. The Beatles is right. Imagine it was the final public appearance, Ringo.
Oh, man. All right.
It's our final public appearance, ain't it, John?
Yep. As a group performing on, of all things, a roof of the Apple Studios in London. The show was stopped when police arrived because neighbors thought it was just too noisy.
Can you imagine nowadays being upset about music like that?
I was the one who called
music.
the cops on the Beatles for their last performance.
They were out of control.
And it's weird. Sometimes you forget, like, the timeline. I often wouldn't put the Beatles in the same, era as this group right here, but
Kiss.
It was just 4 years later that Kiss played their first concert.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a place called the Popcorn Club, and even weirder, they earned $50 to perform for less than 10 people.
Still overpaid.
Oh, sorry. The
Got him.
Take that.
Don't mind the noise in the background. There's a closet door open.
Oh, they're working.
Big time.
No, they're banging around on things back there.
But who says you can't have a career change at any time in your life?
So true.
Like when you're over the age of 60. Like this gal.
Madonna.
Madonna is right. Material Girl? More like stand-up material.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This is a good idea, Madonna. Keep doing this, okay? Keep going.
You say keep doing it. I was not aware, or maybe I forgot mentioning this, but the article begins, Madonna made her return to stand-up comedy.
Oh, perfect.
So I was not aware that this had begun, but here we go. Queen Pop.
Queen.
The big queen. She stopped by the Comedy Cellar, which is someone who does stand-up comedy and know a lot of stand-up comedians, some very successful.
Yeah.
Comedy Cellar is like a very big spot.
It's a revered place, I think. Yeah.
It's hard to get into. You got to know people. You got to be good at what you do. Or I guess you just got to be Madonna. She got an invite from Amy Schumer. Amy performed 30 minutes at the Iconic Club, and according to a tabloid, I'm sorry, Madonna did 30 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I want all of it unedited. Don't clip it. Just give me the whole thing.
Can you imagine?
Front to back.
Can you try to look to see if there's anything online?
Oh, look. Going in there, you don't always know who's going to perform. Imagine sitting down and Madonna comes out and does 30 minutes. I don't know how I feel.
I would love to see it. 30 minutes Madonna did, and according to a tabloid, it was a bit of a rough night for her. She did well enough, but the audience was so stunned it was Madonna that it took them the entire set to warm up to her.
Yes, that's
Is that it?
That's what it was.
Is that right?
Otherwise, she knocked him dead. If it wasn't just for her being held back by the fact that she was Madonna.
Here's another thing that a source told The Sun. She didn't do as well as you'd think.
Why would I think she would do well?
She got laughs every time she dropped an F-bomb because just hearing Madonna curse is funny. Ay, ay, ay. So apparently the highlight of Madonna's set was a joke about not having any staff left if Trump continued his mass deportations.
Am I right, folks? I just wanted to toss out that I knew it would land with the audience here.
This is something relatable.
Yeah, you can all relate to this, right?
This is like a weird version of Nepo Baby, but just like you're already famous, so now you can do whatever you want.
Nepo grandma.
2016 is when she did her first ever stand-up set. And this was at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Where she offered Mop to get out the vote for Hillary Clinton.
All right.
And now I do remember talking about this.
Oh, man, people didn't want that very bad, huh?
I guess not.
She didn't have her lips done yet.
I guess not.
So there you have it. Can't wait to see what Madonna comes up with next. Someone who is not coming out with new material is this guy.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yes, he's dead.
He is, yeah, he's dead, yeah.
But this is interesting. A new documentary. It just aired at the Sundance Film Festival called Pee Wee as Himself. And it features the final interviews with Paul Rubens, who died in 2023. And it unveils something that will leave you shooketh. You ready?
I'm ready. Ready to be shook. Prepared.
Pee Wee was gay.
Get out of here. He's no. He is an alpha male. I know one when I see one.
Okay, listen, you keep saying like gay as if gay people can't be alpha males.
Well,
It's not
I
1993, man.
Most gay dudes aren't what we would consider an alpha male.
That's insane to say.
No, I don't think so.
You're going to get the bears knocking your door
Someone who
down.
is gay and knows a lot of gay people. I mean, there's a lot of manly gay people.
You could feel free to disagree with me, which is what you're doing right now, but I will disagree with you in turn, okay?
So here we go. In fact, he says a man he was dating early in his career named Guy had certain vocal tics that inspired the way Pee Wee spoke. So, was from a gay lover.
Oh, boy.
His whole career hinged on him making fun of his ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, it didn't end well, I guess. And I didn't know that Paul Rubens was actually out, but until his career started taking off, I guess he just went back into the closet or just made a whole playhouse. And
the thing about him, Sabrina, was he was huge when Pee Wee was out and he was doing all that stuff, not out, figuratively, but out in terms of the content. And then the thing where he got caught at the movie theater really, really wrecked his career.
Yeah.
Like, it was very bad. But then
a resurgence.
He had that big resurgence when he had some pretty, almost, I guess I would say, edgy roles that he was taking on, and he was really good at them. So he got to kind of pop back up a little bit.
And they did a new Pee Wee not too long ago. I think it was on Netflix. He also addressed the scandals in the new documentary, saying, more than anything, the reason I wanted to make a documentary was to let people see who I really am, how painful and difficult it was to be labeled something I wasn't, to be labeled a pariah, to have people be scared of you or untrusting. So I don't know when it's going to be available for everyone else to see, but I certainly will be watching. Also, I mean, it sucks that he got labeled a pariah at a place where everyone masturbates.
Everybody was doing it. There wasn't a single innocent person in that building.
They got him because he's
sticky,
famous.
Very sticky place.
They were all up to the same thing.
Terrifier 4. We got the plot, baby.
Uh-oh.
Yow. What's his line?
Arts? He doesn't speak. He doesn't
He
speak.
just waves.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll honk a horn or he'll... He's funny as hell, but he does not speak. He mimes.
Well, now we get to find out why he began to mime and murder people and become a clown.
Ooh.
Because according to reports and creator Damien Leon, he's working on the script for Terrifier 4. And he says the movie will reveal the origin of Art the Clown.
All right, I'm ready for that.
No word when we can expect it, though. Terrifier 3, by the way, earned $90 million off a $2 million budget.
Jesus, that's huge.
Good on them.
I just love, even if you hate the movie or hate that kind of horror or what, I just love to see a little movie. I don't care what it's about. I don't care what genre.
Magnifique.
Yeah. I love to see a little movie succeed. And I love to see people who are just creative doing their own job and just win. I like that. So that's why I like it.
How about a Little House? Would you like to see that succeed?
Is it on a prairie?
You bet your ass it is.
All right.
And now it's coming back, baby.
Yay.
You asked for it. You're getting it.
Yay.
It's a kind of a true story of this family who lived on a farm in Minnesota in the late 1800s. What a perfect time to bring it back.
You know who was on it?
Laura Wilder.
I don't know if I'm going to get this right, but I believe that Jason Bateman
Oh, as a kid?
I think you're correct.
I think Jason Bateman, you may know from Arrested Development or lots of other stuff.
I live in this little house on the prairie.
That was good, Josh.
Thanks.
Netflix exec says the new version will be part hopeful family drama, part epic survival tale, part origin story of the American West.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean.
So true.
I think
so true.
I think it's from the show.
I like
it's
it.
a remix. On the Boob Tube, shows that are already out. Let's see if it has any more clips. We got the 2025 Pro Bowl games, Skills Showdown on ESPN. We have Ghost on CBS, Matlock on CBS, Elsbeth on CBS, and School Spirits second season premieres on Paramount Plus. You're cordially invited. New movie on Amazon, and Pamela Anderson will be on Kimmel. Follow your dreams on me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, Amanda.
Smoke weed every day.
What year is it? Matlock and Little House on the Prairie?
These are all
What?
Matlock is a reboot with
Man.
damn it, what's her name? She's in American Horror Story. She's awesome. Older
Sarah
lady.
Paulson.
Bigger
Jessica
gal.
Lang.
It's
Matlock
supposed to be good.
reboot, the TV series. I'm bringing it up right now.
Please do.
This has Sky Marshall, Kathy Bates.
There it
That's
is.
the one.
Kathy Bates.
Ding, ding.
It
She's a legend.
Truly is America's golden age.
Man,
Again.
what's happening? What, we're going to bring all the oldest stuff we can think of. Is there a Mr. Ed reboot in the works?
Hell
Can we
yeah.
pop that out soon?
Not if Pete has something to do with it.
Oh boy. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I believe this is time to chat with this pilot, right, Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm excited about this. This is somebody who's very skilled, knows what they're talking about, has been in this world, and can perhaps shine some light on what happened here. Aside from the politics, right? Just some actual light on maybe what went down in this plane crash in Washington, D.C. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Hi, I'm John from Lake Mary, and I just won $1,000 just for listening to Real Radio 104.1.
Your next chance to win $1,000 is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air on Real Radio 104.1.
Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound at Crystal Lake Drive, exit 12 there. The left lane's getting affected. There's an accident where Old Lake Wilson Road meets Sinclair Road. Construction continues, partially blocking that off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Buena Vista Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Expand your life with expert insight and motivation for better health, habits, relationships, finance, and more. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
If you're tired of struggling to lose weight, Red Mountain Weight Loss has the solution. Discover the power of semaglutide and tirzepatide, the breakthrough GLP-1 medications that are transforming lives. You lose up to 15 pounds a month without feeling hungry or deprived. That's huge because it makes it easier for you to lose weight. And that's what we do. At Red Mountain, our doctors specialize in medical weight loss. We've helped people lose weight for over 30 years now, and we can help you too with quality GLP medications that cost less than half the price of Ozempic. Visit us in person, online, or skip the doctor visits altogether, and we'll ship the medication direct to your door. For a limited time, you can save $100 on any GLP-1 program and get our lowest prices of the year. Find your weight loss solution and lose up to 15 pounds by this time next month at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
My phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get one line for $20 per month when you bring your phone.
Really? Only $20 a month for one line? And I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's 50% off the base 5G unlimited plan.
Visit your nearest Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online in the Total Wireless retail stores.
Tijuana Flats is back better than ever. I tried the new blackened chicken bowl. So flavorful. Plus, get $2 queso with any bowl or burrito. Next time, I'm trying a burrito with fresh grilled steak at Tijuana Flats. See for yourself.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa, or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap, with the peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit invisiblefence.com to learn more. That's invisiblefence.com.
Shop Southeast Steel's Appliance Warehouse after inventory sale. Hurry in for the best selections and savings of up to 60% off our retail, overstocks, one-of-a-kinds, out-of-the-box, and much more. Shop Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse today.
New Nissan start at $18,900. We got to make room for new models at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Your music, radio, and podcasts are on our free iHeartRadio app.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the new...
Where an American Airlines flight crashed into a chopper. It was a Blackhawk that was on a military training mission, and everybody involved, it appears, ended up dead. And now questions everywhere. Thing is, no one really is running with any answers, it doesn't seem. It seems like everybody's just going full political, full throttle, including the president on this, and let's just fight with each other. I want to figure out what the hell happens in situations like this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's better to try to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. So let's do that right now. This is a good opportunity for us to jump into this world. And we have somebody with us who is going to help us out. Alex, are you there?
I'm here. How are you today?
Good, Alex. Okay, so
Captain
this is Pilot
Alex.
Is it Captain Alex? Should I call you Captain Alex?
Well, I was a captain. I'm a retired pilot from American Airlines and also the former chief pilot of Emirates Airlines.
Okay. Ooh. And you are a very, very experienced pilot for well over 35 years, it looks like. You know your way around these types of planes and these types of situations. Let's kind of start off pretty basic here. It looked to me, and I'm sure you've seen some of the footage, like all in all, this was a pretty clear night for flying. Did it look to you like there should have been anything that would have caused an issue?
No, it did appear that it was a very nice night for flying. And both pilots are stating that they saw each other. The helicopter pilot did report that he had them in VMC conditions, and the ATC cleared the American jet to land in VMC conditions, gave him approach clearance that said, "You're cleared to land." So it's a very good night to go flying, and unfortunately, bad things happen.
What does this mean, VMC conditions, for the rest of us?
Visual meteorological conditions. It means they're not on instruments, so ATC is handing off the see and avoid other aircraft to the individual aircraft.
Oh, all right. So it's up to them.
Okay.
To make the next move.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So
ATC will still keep an eye, keep them visual. But once the American jet was cleared to land, he's probably looking at the runway and preparing to land. He's probably 1 second from landing, 1 or 2 seconds from landing.
Jesus.
And the helicopter pilot, again, he reported he had the aircraft visual.
Okay. So let's go from the eyes of this American Airlines pilot, which is something you're very familiar with, having done this yourself, Alex. You're on approach. You're coming into this D.C. airport. The visuals seem to be all clear for this night. Is there a way that this pilot just never sees the Blackhawk? It's a large chopper. Is there a way that the pilot just never saw this because maybe they were underneath them or something?
Yeah, not only the Blackhawk could have been underneath them, and just the position of the aircraft itself. The aircraft was moving to land on runway 33 after it was initially going to land on 36. So if he was setting himself up or positioning himself to land on 33, he may have been in a left-hand bank turn where the right wing is up, and you can't see, and the pilots are sitting so far, he can't see what's behind the aircraft. So he may not have even seen the helicopter.
All right.
So you just said 3-6, though. What was that change? And if they had stayed at the original plan of landing in lane 36, would this have happened?
No, that's speculation, and I wouldn't even speculate on that. I've flown into Washington, Reagan quite a bit, even from my old Eastern Airline days, flying the shuttle in and out there every hour. So it's normal for ATC and for pilots to request different runways and ATC so they can move traffic in and out the airport, and it just makes the flow of traffic better.
Gotcha. Okay.
The pilot may have said, "Let me go to runway 33 because it's closer to his gate," after he lands. There's a number of reasons that they could have requested the runway, but I wouldn't speculate on that being a cause or a reason.
I know this may be a little speculation in and of itself, but when I'm looking at this, I'm telling you everything that I've seen so far. It seems that there's potential that the American Airlines pilot didn't do anything wrong. He was doing everything by the book, and there was just a freak accident that happened here. But looking at it from the view of the chopper and this Blackhawk flying around, did it seem abnormal to you that they would have been that close in proximity in an area like this?
Again, flying into that area, there's a lot of traffic, and again, it may have been twilight. It looks like it was nighttime, but even at night and twilight, when you're flying low level like that and you're over the water, you lose a lot of your sensibilities, and what you're looking at is essentially a light. If you would have looked down maybe or turned your head and looked back up, you may have taken and visual another light, and that light may not have been the aircraft that you originally had seen unless you had stayed your focus on that light. So again,
you just get lost
it's hard to speculate. There's a lot of factors that they're going to have to review, but again, I've flown nighttime missions, and you can get disoriented really quickly if you're not just following that light. And again, these pilots were at low altitude. The American jet was, I believe, at 400 feet AGL. So if the other aircraft was 100 feet and climbing, it's very easy to look out there, and all you see is pitch black and you're looking for these flashing lights of an aircraft, and you see the aircraft, but then turn your head and look back up, you may have all of a sudden looked at another aircraft and not the aircraft that you were supposed to be paying attention to.
There was one that was departing at the same time. A lot of these images coming out now, and some speculation again is that they mistook the departing flight and completely missed the flight, obviously, that they ran into.
Well, both of these, these Army guys are the crew member, and they're very professional. And there's a big difference when you're flying up the river. They wouldn't have seen those lights. I can't speculate on what they're looking at, but the aircraft taking off may have been why the aircraft decided to go to runway 33 so that airplane could depart. And then, again, moving traffic. But I wouldn't think that the pilots would believe that an aircraft that was taken off on the other end of the airport going up the river would mistaken that for an airplane that's on final.
Well,
but again, like I said, you're at low altitude. A lot of things are going on. You're moving very fast over a dark water. And you look up and you see lights, and you're speculating those are the lights I'm looking at. And it only takes a second to get disoriented. And it could happen.
So everybody's heard the air traffic control audio here and seen all the different angles that this can come from. I know the president has gone full-fledged. She's like air traffic control, DEI policies, blah, blah, blah. That's led to this somehow without seemingly a lot of evidence to back any of that up. But when you look at everything that you've seen and heard from air traffic control audio to the video, what's your gut take on what went wrong here? And is there anybody to blame, or was this just a freak accident?
Well, I'll go out on a limb here. I don't think there's anyone to blame. I think at the end of the day, the helicopter pilot had the responsibility to visually locate that aircraft because he reported it in sight and maintain visual sight of that aircraft. But again, when I say it's his responsibility, sometimes even though he has a responsibility, other factors may have prevented him from doing it. And it only took 1 or 2 seconds for him to lose sight of that aircraft before this happens.
But you as a pilot with 35 plus years experience, when you hear the air traffic control audio, nothing stands out where you go, whoop, they screwed up. Whoop, there's a big mistake.
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's the big question.
Absolutely not. Because, I've listened to this tape, at least what they've released to the public. And it sounds like a normal evening in the, Washington area. Everyone sounded very professional. The pilots and the ATC sound very professional. The helicopter pilots are very professional, and so was the American pilots. So again, the helicopter pilots reported the aircraft in sight, and it's his responsibility to maintain that visual separation of the aircraft. But again, we don't know why he lost separation, but it only took him a couple seconds to lose separation. And
it's terrifying.
And there's obviously nothing that would lead you to believe there was any intentionality at play
absolutely
here.
Not.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely,
because I know I see that flying around too. It's worth squashing that. Okay,
no, absolutely not.
Alex Bell is a very experienced pilot who has been watching everything that's been going on in D.C. Any last words on this, Alex?
Nope. Again, I just my heart goes out to the family and the crew of both of these aircraft. Again, I think the helicopter pilots, the ATC, and the American pilots, very professional. It was just one of these things that happens.
That's all it takes. Yeah. All right. Appreciate you taking the time to join us today for the expert opinion on this. Alex Bell, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Right, there he goes. See, this is a person who's actually landed at this airport before and done all these things, probably flown right over a Blackhawk as all of this has happened. And
my heart rate is up.
Yeah,
Just
I can't imagine doing that.
I'm like, I'm never flying at night again.
I know. I want to put some time between me and my next night flight, too.
Drive to D.C. If I ever go, I just Seems like a lot. A couple
All right.
second decision. No way.
It's important, though, to keep some actual useful information flowing when we're talking about stuff like this and not just the political jabs everywhere. But we want to hear from you. Give us your thoughts. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. When we return, friends, we'll tap into you and your comments. We'll also eventually talk about this stage show gone horribly wrong. And there is something that they say is exploding in popularity. But I'm sorry, I just can't believe this. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
That's got Mommy Winefest Girls Night Out written all.
Oh, really?
Oh, with Bridgerton and those love scenes.
That's good to know. I'll go hang out at the exit.
Yep.
That
won't be creepy.
Oh, yeah. Fluff and wait. I'm going to fluff and wait.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic is slowing down due to an accident. Multiple lanes are blocked on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Holden Avenue. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound near Crystal Lake Drive. There's an accident where Old Lake Wilson Road meets Sinclair Road. The ramp from I-4 westbound to Buena Vista Drive, that's partially blocked due to construction. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by In Touch Ministries.
Listen to the In Touch Radio Network on iHeartRadio, featuring the biblically based teachings of Dr. Charles Stanley. Just search for the In Touch Ministries channel on the iHeartRadio app or visit intouch.org.
When the wildfire struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Tonight, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
People told me I needed to slow down. I told them I don't know how. I'm experiencing things I've only dreamed of. I have my freedom back. So while some days might be harder than others, I know a place I can go where I can feel strong and supported.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Help us redefine the future of veteran healthcare.
Explore opportunities at vacareers.va.gov.
Have you heard about Goldbacks? They're a local gold currency that can be used right here in Florida. Goldbacks are real 24-karat gold that you can hold right in your hand. They look like cash, but they don't inflate like cash. And here's the best part. We're giving them away absolutely free. Residents can claim their free half Goldback by visiting freegoldback.com and getting it shipped right to your home. It's real gold, it's really free, and it's yours. Claim one today at freegoldback.com before they're gone.
People told me I needed to slow down. I told them I don't know how. I'm experiencing things I've only dreamed of. I have my freedom back. So while some days might be harder than others, I know a place I can go where I can feel strong and supported.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Help us redefine the future of veteran healthcare.
Explore opportunities at vacareers.va.gov.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments when you cash out at thatmortgagiguydon.com.
Thatmortgagiguydon.com. We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got
got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code OIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code OIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code OIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code OIL25.
All right, it's January. You know what that means? New Year's resolutions are in full swing. So here's one for you. Clear vision. Seriously, if you're dealing with contacts or glasses, laser vision correction at the Filatowski Eye Institute is a game changer. With over 65,000 procedures, they are the trusted choice for Central Florida. And they have 24-month interest-free financing, so you don't have to wait. You can start seeing clearly and stay on budget. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation today. Clear vision, clear future. It all starts with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 now for your free LASIK consultation.
Tired of making the same weight loss resolutions every year? It's time to break the cycle. Get started with Mochi Health. Meet one-on-one with a board-certified obesity medicine doctor from the comfort of your own home and see if a GLP-1 medication is right for you. If so, we'll have it delivered straight to your door.
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my blood work done and the results were not good. I was potentially going to take time away from my children. With Mochi Health, I've lost 60 pounds. I'm just really happy that my kids get to grow up with a mom who can do things with them.
Start with our free quiz at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com. Take our free quiz today and use the code 2025radio to get $40 off your first month. Begin your journey with Mochi Health at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com.
Real patients were compensated to share their experiences. Results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients typically lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in their first 6 months with Mochi when combined with a healthy lifestyle.
Check out joinmochi.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Have you made your favorite station a preset on our new and improved iHeartRadio app?
Wait, what?
What about your favorite podcast? You could do that?
Yeah, you really can.
Whatever you choose, it's as easy as a tap to make a preset. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love, plus a new trending section and the lyrics to all your favorite songs.
Love the new look of the iHeartRadio app, guys.
It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
We're making room for 2025 models, so make no payments for 6 months at OrlandoNissan.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the news.
Maybe even a conspiracy. I don't know if given the time and enough fake information. But there's certain things that I just will not believe. One thing I will not believe, no matter what you tell me or what information you show me, is that Threads is a cool app. I'm sorry. I'm not on board.
Come on, please, bro. Everyone's on Threads. Please,
I'm not
bro,
doing
please.
it.
I've been liking it.
The story I saw today says Threads adds more than 1 million users a day. And they have 320 million monthly active users over on Threads, which is a competitor to Twitter or X from Meta, Instagram and Facebook. And I'll tell you, every time I go on there, and it's only because I'm scrolling Instagram and they tease you with some thread, I go, this is what's pushing people to threads. Obviously, they're using Instagram to do it. And number two, every time I go over, it feels like a weird flea market or something. It's a lot of posts about people who are saying, like, their stuff is getting throttled and they don't get views anymore.
See, maybe my algorithm is different on threads, and I like where it's going, at least so far, because mine will be like chat GPT prompts that I've never thought to use, and I'll save that. And then there's this is so nerdy, but whatever. I am who I am. They have like cool wallpapers you can use on your phone.
Oh, sick.
That's popular. That's not even a nerdy thing.
So I'll find myself on threads scrolling for a little bit, but then I'll go right back to Instagram.
I go over to threads and I'm like, I feel like I'm in some abandoned building. I go, this is not the place where all the people are, but there's some people here. There's some conversations. Eventasaurus, threads is just a bunch of people reposting their tweets. I've seen some of that. I was banned for a joke on Twitch that says, it's okay, it's an echo chamber, but a great place to follow writers. Well, all of the other places, and that counts. There's Threads, if you're familiar. There's one called Blue Sky. There's a bunch of other offshoots where people leave Twitter because Musk or whatever. All of those seem to become the same kind of thing, like this insulated silo of people who all agree with each other, like people all from the left instead of the right. But the craziest thing to me is going over to the Blue Sky app, because I was like, let me get the news junk here. Let me grab this. And I started to stumble over there. Oh, my God, is that place bad? That place is poisonous. There was somebody who had a disagreement with another person, and it went like straight to, I hope somebody shoots up your house. I hope they kill you.
Jesus.
I go, whoa, over here. This is like, I know that X/Twitter / whatever social media platform you're on today.
Facebook,
I know they're bad.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
I know there's a lot of toxic stuff, but this one seemed particularly bad, the Blue Sky one. It seemed like there was no room for people to have any disagreements. You disagree, and death on you and your family and your kids. And man,
it sounds like that one time I opened my mic up for Call of Duty and regretted it.
That's usually a bad idea. Yeah.
Keep the mic off.
Yeah. When you turn on a mic or when you're playing Call of Duty,
yes,
the voices you hear, both of you will know the answer to this question. I have no idea because I'm not a video game guy.
Loser.
The people that you hear, generally kids, little kids,
it was all over the place.
Adults. I know it's mostly men.
It's a good mix.
A lot of dudes play video games. It's dominated by guys, which is why it's tough for women to come in with a female voice, and then you say something that's like, I've heard so many clips of just
works out mine so deep for a lady.
Lunatics online who attack anybody who has a female voice. But is it usually kids, or is it a lot of adults that you hear too?
I've only done it a couple times. I'm not great at Call of Duty. I'm more of a Fortnite gal. I felt like it was people in their 20s and 30s. And they were all assholes.
It's Josh.
They are all assholes. I get a few guys that sound like they might be my age, and then kids. And then the funny part was they had a Squid Game mode in Call of Duty. They had red light, green light. And none of these kids knew that if you talked into your mic, it would automatically kill you.
Idiots.
So they were running off, like, saying all sorts of vile stuff. And then next thing you know, they're, like, blasted in the head and freaking out about it.
God almighty, man. It's a world. But Threads, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I'm sorry. I have a Threads account, but I only go over there once in a blue moon, and I see what happens, and I say, all right, see you later. It's like that John, John Travolta in the meme where
the wickedly talented.
Love me some John Travolta. Him in Pulp Fiction, that meme where it's him like holding the leather vest and he's looking around like, what's going on here?
What do I do here?
Yeah, what do I do in this place? That's what I feel whenever I go over to Threads. Now we go over to you. Let's see what you got going on. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and Mike emails the show. Mike? Good afternoon, junkies. I want to start by saying I am by no means a pilot. Same, Mike. Right back at you. I spent 12 years in the Marine Corps and have been on a good number of Blackhawks, but not for any training. It was mainly transportation to another location or in some cases for a mission. Same for me. My father was in the Marine Corps, so therefore I was in the Marine Corps. Semper Fi.
Thank you for your service.
Shouts out.
You were not in the Marine
hoorah.
Corps. You're the child of someone in the Marine Corps.
Training missions might be different, says Mike. I can't hear you. Your mic's cutting out. The only thing that confuses me is there was no reply from the Blackhawk helicopter pilots after the ATC contacted them a couple of times. There was so much communication in our headphones the whole time because communication was extremely vital to keep everybody safe. Not going into a conspiracy theory by any means, but the only thing I could think is possibly the pilot of the helicopter maybe had some mental issues, such as PTSD, and deciding this moment could end all of his pain.
What?
I just don't understand how neither the pilot or co-pilot didn't respond back to the ATC after their attempts, says Mike. Well, the pilot we just had on, who we were talking to, Alex Bell, said that they acknowledged that they saw the plane. And the prevailing theories, and I think he was echoing this, is that these guys in this Blackhawk acknowledged that they saw the American Airlines flight, but they were looking at another flight.
Yeah.
And they did not know that they had a different flight that was right next to them that ended up plowing into them.
It was an
without seeing them.
interesting chat. And also, and he didn't mention it, but he was in the Marines as well.
Yeah.
And I got the go-ahead. He's Radio Michael 7's stepdad.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Oh, I totally would have made jokes if I knew that.
Humble man.
Yeah.
I
I didn't know we both had the Marines thing in common. I would have brought that up more with him and kind of gone deeper into that.
Yeah.
Topic.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that he's retired and he still talks in a pilot cadence.
He does, yeah.
It's like, very clear night.
That pilot voice is like they have ice in their veins, man.
You got to be calm in that situation.
They're bouncing around in turbulence and stuff, and they're talking to you, and their voice is giving you no inflection that there's any panic going on.
Yeah, like Loveless when we were flying in that tiny little airplane, and it was going, and he was very calm as I was screaming into the headphones, "What's happening? Are we dying now?"
Tell me, answer me,
goes,
please.
Nope, just turning off the autopilot. I go, oh, okay, thanks so much.
No need
Gunny
to worry,
V.
man.
Gunny on YouTube says, stolen valor, Sean. You would never made it out of boot camp. I didn't have to make it out of boot camp. I didn't even have to go. It's a familial thing. So
you're a Nepo baby.
Yes, I am. I'm a Nepo. I'm a Nepo veteran. Yeah, I'm a Nepo veteran of the armed forces, and as a result of my dad's heroic service,
Were you alive when he was in the Marines?
that doesn't matter.
Oh my God! So you weren't even alive when he was in the Marines, and you still want to claim that? Unreal.
He could, because he was fighting for our country in California. He could not have me as a child at that point in time. He had to wait until the coast was clear.
What was his job in the Marines?
Various things, and a sundry of items that he was involved in each day. Things that kept this country safe, I assure you.
Like,
I think he was in charge of cleaning the barracks at one point. That was a pretty big thing bestowed upon him.
Thank you for your service.
He also worked with a little group called the Coast Guard. Ever heard of them? For a little while, and took a photograph with a sword. So I'm pretty sure that he was a hero of some type, and that goes to me afterwards. It was passed down in the will. Said so. Anyways, to my fellow veterans,
you threw
out
out
there,
all of his other crap, but kept that.
I didn't throw out all of his other crap. That's not true.
Where's the car?
I sold many of the things because I could not keep an extra 1995 Jeep Cherokee. It was going to do a lot of good for me.
He said in the will, Sean, I want you to drive this for the rest of your life. And you sold it.
And then there was only one thing that I wanted, which was my dad's gun. My dad had a collectible old rifle, and he had it our whole life since I was a kid, and I wanted his gun, and some son of a bitch stole the gun.
No.
Somebody stole the gun, and I didn't even get that. So everything else just kind of, I've got his stuff. I've got his stuff around. And when I want to remember my time, very close to being in the service,
oh my God.
I look at the photos. I look at the memorabilia. I sometimes grab what I have that is closest to a Marine sword, be it a steak knife or something else around the house, just to really get myself in that mode. So Anyhow, shouts out to all my vets out there.
Thank you.
Ryan emails the show. He says, Junkies, I live a block away from that coffee shop in Tempe, Arizona. Arizona. Tempe, Arizona, that you've been talking about. It was on my daily path that I would walk with my dog. I went there a few times to grab coffee because of its proximity. He's talking about this bikini barista place that was wrapped up in the whole meme thing where the guy killed himself and
What do
stuff.
they call it? Goonin'?
Yeah, the goonicide. He said, I got skeeved out by the clientele. As a gay man, I really did just go for the coffee since it was close. He said, the customers are all men. Shocking, I know. And it's all desperate men who you'd see at the noon stage show. I always leaned into my gay, so the ladies knew I wasn't a creep. They were always extremely nice and definitely don't deserve what they're going through at the moment. I recognized the coffee shop when I moved back here in 2022 because of the previous stories you've covered. Hope you have a great day, says Ryan. Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, girls.
And he also
Not a predator.
writes about a divot sticker and some magnets. I got your email printed out separately. I'll send those to you. Thank you for the email. Now we go over to, there's a couple more clips we can catch up on here because there was more fighting going on. The Trump press conference was just full of nuggets. All kinds of moments, man. Here's another one. This is Trump talking to CNN's Caitlin Collins, and I guess this didn't go so well. Here they are talking about this D.C. crowd.
I don't even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed, and you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Blackhawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference? They are a group of people that have lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question. I'm surprised coming from you.
He said, I think that's not a very smart question. I'm surprised coming from you, which is very backhanded, honestly. What else do I have here? Oh, the pilot and the co-pilot have now been identified.
Yeah, they're starting to name passengers as well.
I saw a couple of them. It's so sad to see, like, they named somebody and then they said his mother and, there's different members of the family.
They just had Nancy Kerrigan on because Nancy Kerrigan knew two of the coaches that died and was like full sobbing.
For a second, I go, what is she talking? Because they were figure skaters.
Yeah.
A lot of people on this flight. In fact, I don't know what number, but it looks like a decent amount of the people on this doomed flight were in the world of competitive figure skating. And coaches of people in figure skating as well, even people from some of the other countries that participate. But we have Captain Jonathan Campos, 34 years old, and First Officer Sam Lilly that have been ID'd as the pilot and the co-pilot of this flight. And their names are out there along with some of, not all, I don't think we've seen all of them yet, the list of the people who were on board. Another back and forth, a spat here at the podium. Let's see what happens here.
The cited FAA text that you read is real, but the implication that this policy is newer, that it stems from efforts that began under President Biden or the Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is demonstrably false. It's been on the FAA's website.
That, you?
No, it's on the website, the FAA's website. It was there in 2013. It was there for the entirety.
What I read.
It was there for the entirety of your administration too. So my question is,
nice and easy, he says. The point being made here is Trump blames this on DII hiring. The implication there is that people were hired because of the color of their skin or something about their background or their makeup as a person, as opposed to their skill set and a merit-based hiring. I, for one, am for merit-based hiring. I think that's a better thing, but I don't think there's anything at all to indicate here that the reason why this went down is because of somebody being unqualified on a DEI basis. The reporter is saying the thing you cited from the FAA has been on their website for a long time about diversity and equity and was even there during your administration. So that's what they're kind of fighting over.
why didn't you change the policy during your first administration?
I did change it. I changed the Obama policy, and we had a very good policy. And then Biden came in, and he changed it. And then when I came in 3 days ago, I signed a new order, bringing it to the highest level of intelligence. Okay.
It was on the website.
Oh, man. Everybody. They're all going for the question there. And I do have a lot more stuff to get into on this front, but we're going to take a break real quick because when we come back, we got jury duty. We'll work that in. We got this live stage show that went horribly wrong, and we'll speak to somebody who was actually there at one of the performances and to see how their time was. We got some updates on RFK. We got a lot more to get to. Jury duty, though, is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Magic back at it tonight, visiting Portland as they continue their 6-game road trip. Meanwhile, the NBA considering a major change next season. Commissioner Adam Silver admits he's a fan of the idea of going to 10-minute quarters. College hoops, Florida State trailed the entire game and lost at home to Virginia Tech. UCF preparing for a home game Saturday with BYU. And NFL stars are arriving in Orlando. The Pro Bowl games are this weekend. I'm Matt McCoy.
At Mercedes-Benz, there's a reason they go the extra mile. From testing their vehicles in desert heat and Arctic cold to creating AI that can anticipate your needs and preferences on the road, they demand that every car is worthy of their star because it's Mercedes-Benz.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-375-1158. 800-375-1158.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 10% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
Picture this. You're cozy by the fire sipping cocoa.
or out on the town grabbing a well-deserved nightcap, with the peace of mind knowing your pet is safe at home with Invisible Fence brand. Your customized pet fence gives you confidence that wherever winter takes you, your pet has both freedom and security. With Invisible Fence brand, service and safety never stops. Visit invisiblefence.com to learn more. That's invisiblefence.com.
Identity Theft Awareness Week is here. There's a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second and will fix identity theft guaranteed or your money back. Plus, plans include the $1 Million Protection Package with up to $3 million in coverage for the most comprehensive plan. Take control of your identity with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
Around the country to see what crazy things are happening there. Obviously, we're watching the plane crash story in D.C., and we'll give you any updates as those come through. Certainly some more before the end of the show. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Email us with your thoughts at any time. If you want to be anonymous, put that right on top of the email. But right now, it's time to get into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Gonna get weird here in a bit. Gonna get real weird.
All right.
All right. Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO. That's the number you need. After an accident, maybe it's you, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's Maybelline. No matter what, somebody's responsible. And you pick up the phone and you dial 800-CALL-MO. You get the process started. Don't feel bad about doing this. You're doing the right thing, and you deserve to get paid if you have been injured. Those insurance companies are greedy. Don't feel bad about going up against them. This is a simple process that starts with you calling 800-CALL-MO or going to justcallmo.com. A real sad and tragic situation happening here. I'm not familiar with this person, but her name is Anna Polly, ANNAPOLLY. She is apparently an OnlyFans star that has tragically died after plunging from a hotel balcony where there's a couple versions of this story going around, but one of them is that this woman was like filming a threesome while this happened, and she fell over the edge.
Oh, God. What?
That's what the suggestion at least is. Porn star Anna Pereira Alves, known as Anna Polly, 27, died at the hotel in Nova Ignacio, if I'm saying that right, in Rio de Janeiro. Grim footage from the scene shows a police officer standing over a body believed to be hers. They said there's two different stories. The two men have conflicting accounts of what happened, but were released by the police. The cops say it's a complex case, and we don't rule out any possibility from an accident to a possible crime. There would be, yeah. If she was in the middle of filming X-rated scenes with these two guys for her website stuff, there would be, I would imagine, some footage of that going on. We go into even weirder territory. Maybe this is
I'm ready.
Brand new legal territory. A woman is now in court in the UK for the first ever cyber farting case. Now, I kid you not.
What?
This is legitimately a case, Josh. This is the lady who is in trouble for doing this. Rhiannon Evans is her name, and she is 25 years old.
The farter.
She has entered a guilty plea to harassment in the UK's first ever cyber farting case after bombarding her boyfriend's ex with videos of her breaking wind, the story says. Now, the victim...
How many videos to go to court?
Deborah Prythirsch said she was subject to distress and anxiety because she was getting inappropriate videos of her, quote, aggressively farting. It said, the first video, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas. Evans sent 3 videos of her letting rip on one day, followed by another 4 of the same nature in the next few days. If you're keeping count, that's 7 rips. 7 different fart videos. Miss Evans passing wind, her face smiling on the camera, they said. Her tooting continued on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, despite police getting wind of what had happened, the story suggests. In a victim statement read to the court, the victim said she would just like to feel safe in her own home.
Right. Just block her number. Yeah.
It was purely malicious. She was smirking throughout, found it hilarious, but the victim did not. And here we are.
Wait for it.
Oh, is there a fart coming in? Oh, my God. I can't do this. I can't.
Listen, I've waited for this story for long enough. I have an entire soundboard of different fart sounds. If you go back to the tape, I use all unique fart sounds for that entire segment.
It's a real story. It's a real story, and the first ever cyber harassment via gas that has happened.
Wow. Do we have freedom to fart anymore here in America?
For now, it would appear maybe. England is just an insane territory right now. You could go to jail for virtually anything. But here in the U.S., I don't know if it would happen to you too. I don't know. I can't say that you're free to do this anymore.
Well, we'll see. Check your phone.
I would have blocked that very quickly. Even if it was you, I'd say, you can tell me when you're done sending those videos, and I will unblock you.
I got your work email, personal email. I know where you live, dude.
I'm going to have to block on all fronts. I'll have to...
Check your ring cam.
I'll have to tell all my security cameras, be on the lookout for this individual. I got to be careful. And another day, another story. Why not? Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Yay.
Now, things have gone too far.
Oh, now?
Yes. Things have gotten too serious. And we have to back up and adjust here. Because they have been going back and forth for quite some time. But it wasn't until today when I learned that Justin Baldoni's Pac-Man movie is hanging in the balance.
No.
I know. Yes. And because of this bad press from Blake Lively and her agents who work with Blake Lively, he's lost a bunch of gigs, and he may lose his Pac-Man movie. And I've been on the edge of my seat for a Pac-Man movie for as long as I can remember.
You're so pro Justin.
I'm just picturing it. I am pro whoever is right, Sabrina, in all these situations.
I don't think it's been determined who's right or wrong. Sounds like they're both wrong.
I don't know if he is right, but she is. I think they both have done stuff that I think is wrong. Certainly she has done stuff. I think he's proven that.
He apologized at 2 a.m. in a 7-minute voice memo.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, you have to read the court documents. It's a lot. But if you see the messages between all of them and see what happened and then see what they sent newspapers and what they omitted out of messages, she was doing some messed up stuff. Trust me, I want to like Blake Lively.
I don't like either of them. I'm so over this.
I want to like Ryan Reynolds.
Johnny Depp and Olivia.
Oh, no way. No way. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Amber Heard. Who's Olivia?
I think
I miss their back and forth more after seeing this with Justin and Blake. I'm so
Who's more poisonous as a couple?
Well, they're not a couple.
Well, as a duo. Who's more poisonous?
I mean, I wasn't basing it off
Johnny Depp
of poison.
and Amber
I was
Heard.
saying it was more, entertaining.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were maybe slightly more poisonous than this, but not much. These are two people who need to stay miles away from each other right now.
Mega pint.
They need mega pints, and they need to go to their own corners.
Amber Heard.
Guys, stop it. Leave each other alone. You're going to burn every bridge down in the process here.
Pac-Man bridge.
And it ends with us is one thing. But if we lose the Pac-Man movie, I'll get a sign. I'll get out a protest somewhere. I don't know where I'll be, but if you've got a petition, I'll sign it.
No.
I might be. But we're going to lose out on a Pac-Man movie. Can't you picture it right now?
Yes.
No, I can't. I hope that they can find somebody else.
Hey, I'm whacking here.
What?
Don't you?
Because he
Don't
says
you guys?
whack.
That's one way to do it.
Damn it.
Don't you
You're
guys
done,
remember
man.
how good? Don't you guys remember how good the Emoji movie was? This is going to be like that.
I forgot that existed till just now.
Yeah,
It'll be like that, but
Oscar
Pac-Man.
nominated, I believe.
And not Miss Pac-Man, for God's sake.
Oh, here we go.
Real Pac-Man. You know what I mean?
D.I. Pac-Man.
Yeah, because she belongs in the kitchen.
How is Miss Pac-Man and Mr. Pac-Man any different from each other? Neither
She
one
has
of them have.
boobs, first of all.
No, she doesn't.
Yes,
Does she?
she does.
No way. Hold on. I
She
can't
does in the
remember
stylized
Miss
version.
Pac-Man boobs. Google image it.
I'm not going to Google boobs. I'm just going to Google Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man Big Naturals. Google that.
Miss Pac-Man squishy yellow melons.
Okay, when I Google Miss Pac-Man, I do not see any boobs. I see.
Do you have the safe kids search on?
Yeah,
No,
turn
I'll-
off safe search.
I will Google Miss Pac-Man boobs. And we'll see if this changes things. And now they've censored my results here. They've censored them. I don't want them uncensored. Blur off.
And
Oh, okay.
we got Pac-Man boobs.
Yeah, it would appear
Show the
that some people might be into this. It would appear. They've taken Miss
I
Pac-Man.
don't know how much I can show that.
They've gussied her up quite a bit. There's
It's
no
cartoon.
nips popping out. But, yeah, there you go. Okay, quick break. Back in just a moment. We got your dispatches. Plus, an email about a stage show gone wrong is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Hi, I'm Sherry, and I'm from Merritt Island, and I won $1,000 just for listening to 104.1.
Your next chance to win $1,000 is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air on Real Radio 104.1.
The ramp from I-4 westbound to Buena Vista Drive, that's partially blocked due to construction. There's slowdowns in that Champions Gate area. Expect delays due to an accident on Orange Blossom Trail southbound before Holden Avenue. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound near Crystal Lake Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Get Wawa Rewards' biggest deal of the year before it's gone. Redeem bonus offers for $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy every day, as many times as you want. Now through February 16th.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
These times of massive inflation have people just like you strapped.
As far as my debt, I was drowning in debt. My balances were never going down. I was making payments every month. It was just draining every resource I had.
The Debt Management Group can help. In the first free call, they will explain all the relief programs you may qualify for to get you out of debt fast.
They saved me thousands of dollars, especially in interest. I would have never paid off this debt without their help.
I felt like it was a burden lifted off my shoulders. It felt amazing, and I felt like I could actually see a future for me and my kids.
The sooner you call, the faster you can get the relief you deserve. It's free information on all the debt relief programs you qualify for, plus guaranteed confidentiality. Call 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470. Call now to find out about the best debt forgiveness, consolidation, modification, and settlement programs available. 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470.
This
This is Jenny Garth from I Do Part 2. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? Future Health makes access to qualified doctors that know GLP-1s easier than ever and for less than $3 a day. Get started with a quick 3-minute survey at tryfh.com. $3 a day and a 3-minute survey.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
Hey, Russ Rollins here for Solar Source. What a great experience I've had with them. A couple years ago, they heated my pool with solar, and now I've been raving about this ever since. They installed a solar battery backup system, so when everyone else loses their power, there's power outages, my house is still running, which is awesome. And now Solar Source is about to take it to the next level for me. My entire home is going to be run off solar energy, which is going to save me so much money on my electric bill. It can do the same thing for you. If you're tired of high-cost energy bills, trust this company. It's Solar Source. It's a company you can trust. They've installed over 60,000 systems since 1984. It's Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. You'll love working with them, and make that switch today, because the future is solar powered with Solar Source. Great company, and you'll love working with them. Please tell them Russ Rollins sent you, because friends of Russ Rollins save more money at Solar Source. solarsource.com/monster.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get Wawa Rewards' biggest deal of the year before it's gone. Any size hot coffee for $1. Any size iced coffee for $2. And a 16-ounce Monster Energy for $3. You can redeem these bonus offers every day, as many times as you want, now through February 16th. Don't miss it. $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy drinks. Unlimited, now through February 16th. Gotta have a Wawa.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream on your free iHeartRadio app today.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit, CREDIT, credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
What's going down in D.C. with the plane crash, obviously. We're keeping an eye on that and some other back and forth moments that we'll work in before the end of the show. Right now, I wanted to bring up something that I had seen and I thought was kind of interesting. My history with this is kind of a strange one because it goes back to Sabrina doing a live read on the show promoting.
It was one of my very first endorsements. I was excited.
It was a long time ago. We were pretty fresh into this time slot, and it was a movie called Insidious. It was the second one, Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when Sabrina did the live read on the show, she accidentally said Insidious Chapter 2, and then it's one of those things where you go, oh,
yeah.
It's out there. I did it.
And guess what? I didn't get an endorsement for again. The other chapters of Insidious.
Right,
Chapter
unfortunately. However, I remember that, and then Courtney was going through this whole thing where she wanted to watch every horror movie under the sun, and we remembered, oh, what about those Insidious movies? And we watched all of them,
They're
and
good.
I'll tell you, they're good. I
love
like them. I thought that whole world was cool and an interesting place to explore, and there's been haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights.
They had spin-offs of it, just on, wasn't Annabelle an Insidious spin-off?
Yeah. It's in the same universe. They have this universe where all these horror movies take place.
Like Marvel.
And yes, and they share a lot of the same actors even that are in most of these movies. Anyhow, I like it, and I think it's cool. And I had seen they were launching this huge nationwide tour. Now, we do shows.
Yes.
We do performances. We do events. And when I thought about the idea that they were going to take this to the stage with Insidious, The Further You Fear, I thought, that's interesting. I've never heard of a scary show on Broadway, on stage, a production where the goal isn't to sing along and stuff, but the goal is to be spooky.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, the only thing I can relate it to is Sleep No More. And it wasn't really as scary as it was. I wasn't doing it right. I thought it was an escape room. But that's another story for another day. But I had not heard of this, and this is something I absolutely would have bought tickets for.
Yeah, it was even coming to the Dr. Phillips Center. It was going all over the country. It opened in Lafayette, and that was on January 18th. They promised an immersive horror experience and 80 minutes of terror. And then it was premiering in Detroit. And when it premiered in Detroit, it went so poorly that they canceled the whole thing. They said, oh, no, you know what's scary is the idea that we have to do these performances all over the country.
Oof.
So not a lot of people got to go see this, but I think we have Jill Hamilton Krossick on the line.
Jill.
I'm probably butchering her last name. Jill, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. First of all, am I screwing up your last name? Let me try one more time. Jill Hamilton Krossick.
Perfect.
Oh,
beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I did something right today.
It's close enough.
Hey, when did you first hear about this Insidious live tour that ended up going horribly wrong?
Well, it popped up on one of my social medias probably a few months ago, maybe 4 months ago or something, and immediately, the minute I saw it, I bought tickets because I'm a huge fan of the Insidious franchise and James Wan, and I'm just a horror movie fan. And my sister-in-law and we went because we watch horror movies together. We went, and
What was it like? Because I haven't, I imagine there's a lot of people like me that are listening that did not even know about it until Sean brought up that you were going to be on the show today. So how did they explain it on the post? And then what did you walk into? How quickly did you know this was not going the way that you thought it would?
Well, pretty much when we walked into the theater, we were like, maybe this isn't going to be so good because there was no set. There was no set on the stage. There was nothing on the stage.
What do you? There's nothing on it.
So hold on. They're going to do this whole production, Insidious, this big stage show. Get ready to be scared. It's 80 minutes of terror.
I mean, that's scary to walk into a play with nothing on set.
There's no background. There's no stage set.
No, it was just an empty stage, and we sat down and we're like, well, this doesn't bode well. But, we're good sports and everything, and we were excited to see it. And, I can't take credit for this review, but I did see somebody posted on Facebook or something that I expected Insidious, and I got Scooby-Doo.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
How so?
there were like the two guys, Specs and Tucker from the movies, the ghost hunting guys, and there were two guys playing them. Eventually they did bring on some like rolling carts of ghost hunting equipment. They did have lots of smoke. They had a screen which came down and was showing kind of clips from the movie and, kind of live backstage shots.
Yeah.
And some two lights on either side that changed color.
Oh, God. Hold on. We missed one key thing. How much did the tickets cost?
So we sat in the mezzanine, and our tickets were $70 each. So
God.
not terrible, but yeah.
I just paid a little less to watch 14 cats do acrobatics. I don't know.
So $75 a pop.
And this was official, like franchise approved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was a legit thing behind Insidious, and they said it's going to be immersive. It's going to be 80 minutes of terror. It's going to knock your socks off. It was so bad that they've canceled the entire thing across the country. I love your attitude about this, which is kind of, hey, we're already here. Let's make the most of this. But did you hear the audience start to kind of groan and react?
Well, so it wasn't very immersive. They had I think it was 5 people or so that were plants in the audience that, came up. So it was kind of like, we have people from the audience participating, but they weren't really part of the audience. And at one point, they did have one of the characters told everybody in the theater to stand up and do this thing with their fingers, and it was a power of suggestion type thing. But I was cracking up because as soon as she said, everybody stand up, there was this collective groan throughout the whole theater.
Damn it.
We don't want to stand up.
Oh, God.
And put up your fingers.
Yeah,
wow.
the wheels are falling off.
Yeah. It was some power of suggestion thing. And I look over at my sister-in-law, and she goes, it's not working.
I think other people had some other fingers up, I imagine, towards them.
Were you at any point scared? Because they promised 80 minutes of horror here. Were you scared at all?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Somebody's bringing up the comparison. Reef Break on YouTube says, this sounds like another Willy Wonka thing. It sounds like the stage version of that Willy Wonka experience that happened in Scotland, I believe. But they're doing this on stage, and it sounds kind of cobbled together, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's kind of like, and I go to community theater a lot, and there's some really, really, really good productions, but this was bad community theater.
Did you hear people afterwards saying they wanted refunds and stuff?
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of, when we were walking out of the theater, a lot of grumbling. A lot of people were mad. There were some people that got up and left in the middle of the show. There were people that got up and left as soon as they cut and before they even came out and took their bows. But, I feel really bad for the cast and the crew because I know that they really tried their hardest and they were good. It's just the whole thing wasn't what it was advertised. If it was, advertised as come to a comedy version of Insidious, then, I probably would have gotten my money's worth. But, yeah. And
you know what?
They had this
I love this about your experience here, Jill. I love that you say, I think probably am I putting words in your mouth here? You probably don't even regret going because you got to see the thing before it all blew up. It's kind of fun.
Well, yeah. And before the show, both my sister-in-law and I bought the tote bag and a magnet. And I'm not even upset that I spent money on merch because I think it's going to be a collector's item.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you might. You were one of the few who got to see this. So, okay.
Now I kind of want to see it just for how bad it is.
Now they could use this buzz and fire up the tour once again. And now people will be interested in seeing it for a very different reason, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you watched the trailer for it or the commercial for it, it had people screaming and jumping out of their seats. And
that was some B-roll they paid for.
Yeah, but people were just getting out of their seats and leaving.
Oh,
It is. Hold on. The further you fear, I'm trying to see if I can find the.
They sound like they were really far from fear.
We are in New York City rehearsing for Insidious: The Further You Fear.
The rehearsal process is amazing.
We've been having a lot of fun taking the script that Carl wrote and just bringing it to life.
It looks like a big production. They've got all the stuff that you would think in this video, leading you to believe that.
Was it?
It looks like this is where the
lining
money.
their pockets.
Yeah, this is where all the money went. It went into this promo video and not the event. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story,
this
Jill.
This was fun. A fun chat.
Yeah.
If you ever decide to do a bad show again, we have to call you back and get your review. Jill's review of bad shows.
For sure. All right. Jill.
Thank you so much for reaching out.
Thank you. Jill Hamilton Crossick. She went to go see the show that nobody else will get to see. It's all shut down now, unfortunately, for the Insidious fans who wanted to take a peek. Okay, let's go over to you. Let's work at a dispatcher, too, really quickly here on the show. And we go over to John the Exterminator talking about Miss Pac-Man.
I cannot believe that you guys ruined my innocent eyes with those pictures of Miss Pac-Man's boobs.
I didn't know people were into that. I should have known. I should have been aware of this because people are into everything. So, of course, Miss Pac-Man. And I do know some of that was controversial in another way because as far as I'm aware, people who are really, really into video games actually prefer Miss Pac-Man over Pac-Man. Might be wrong about that.
Gooners.
But yeah, they might be. I might be in hot water in that world. One more. Here's Herbie Ver Smells with a dispatch.
Hey, Sean. I know you're going for the comedic factor and all with the. My dad was a Marine, so I'm a Marine. But,
what are you talking about?
Here we go.
Marines. Take that a little bit seriously. Might want to.
They all agree with me.
I want to be careful with that one, especially when you go out. You remember what happened when you pissed off the police officers.
You know, you get in one altercation with cops at the bar, and it just follows you around for all of eternity. The Marines love me. Looking up the internal polling that we have here. Just double check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
That means he took his penis out of his pants.
That's not true. My penis is fully in my pants right now. All right. Hands above board. I can tell you, looking at the live data from Nielsen, yeah, our Marine numbers are actually the highest they've ever been, ever in the history of the show right now. We are.
Hey, I'm whacking here.
Brought it back. He brought it back around. Oh, no. That wasn't. I thought he tried it again. Oh, it's so crystal clear.
Hey, I'm whacking here.
Oh,
hey,
man.
I'm whacking here.
That's perfect. You could play that in the future, and I'll think Josh just joined the show with a moment. Okay, when we come back, we'll talk about Sully Sullenberger because he's chiming in. He goes, hey.
I could have landed it.
I heard there's a story about a plane out there, so he has joined in on the discussion. He has some input. What's Captain Sully Sullenberger saying about this DC crash? Details coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's an accident on Michigan Street at Mills Avenue. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound near Crystal Lake Drive. Expect delays due to an accident on Orange Blossom Trail near Holden Avenue. Traffic is starting to slow down on I-4 in your usual areas. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about recruiting, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Great news, everybody. Mortgage rates are heading down. Many people have loans in the 7s or even 8% range. And if you're one of them, you got to explore the savings for a refinance with that mortgage guy, Don. You could lower your payments or get cash out. So start the process today with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgaguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgaguyDon.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
When the wildfires struck Los Angeles,
severe fire weather conditions.
First responders from near and far came to the rescue.
All fire departments and all law enforcement will be prepared.
Now the music community has joined together to help at Fire Aid, a historic fundraising concert for the recovery of Los Angeles. Tonight, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on the free iHeartRadio app's Hit Nation station.
And give what you can now at fireaidla.org.
Tired of making the same weight loss resolutions every year? It's time to break the cycle. Get started with Mochi Health. Meet one-on-one with a board-certified obesity medicine doctor from the comfort of your own home and see if a GLP-1 medication is right for you. If so, we'll have it delivered straight to your door.
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my blood work done and the results were not good. I was potentially going to take time away from my children. With Mochi Health, I've lost 60 pounds. I'm just really happy that my kids get to grow up with a mom who can do things with them.
Start with our free quiz at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com. Take our free quiz today and use the code 2025radio to get $40 off your first month. Begin your journey with Mochi Health at joinmochi.com. That's joinmochi.com.
Real patients were compensated to share their experiences. Results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients typically lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in their first 6 months with Mochi when combined with a healthy lifestyle.
Check out joinmochi.com.
Yellowstone fans, your journey into the Yellowstone universe starts here.
Let's go to work.
Join Bobby Bones on the official Yellowstone podcast as he dives deep into the franchise's legacy. From exclusive cast interviews to untold behind-the-scenes stories, explore the drama, themes, and culture that make Yellowstone a global phenomenon.
I look forward to it.
Listen now on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open the iHeart app, search the official Yellowstone podcast, and start listening today.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Meet the Real Radio 104.1 Street Team, powered by Farrah and Farrah, at events all over Central Florida and win great prizes. For a complete listing of upcoming events, visit realradio.fm/events. Sponsored by Farrah and Farrah, Orlando's personal injury attorneys.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors, from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we're so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there's absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-375-1158. That's 800-375-1158. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-375-1158. 800-375-1158.
Hey, it's Alec Baldwin. This season on my podcast, Here's the Thing, I speak with musician, photographer, and philanthropist Julian Lennon.
Photography really does allow me to do that. I have empathy for people on the other side of the world that you'll never ever meet, but you'll at least have some understanding of what their life is and what they went through or are still going through.
Listen to Here's the Thing on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Here's the Thing and start listening.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. 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 That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
To learn more about the show, all you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com right now, and we'll work on some more of your feedback here in just a moment. Almost had an emergency last night. I swear to God.
Okay.
Things went south. It was a not drinking night, which we've been trying to do. We've been trying to do more of them. I know. Sounds boring, and it is boring. So we try to fight them with occupying ourselves, going out to do something. And we went out to Disney last night. We're just hanging out, going on a couple rides and stuff. And we went on the Haunted Mansion ride because Courtney goes, let's go on this. It'll burn some time, and then we'll go grab something to eat, and then we'll head home. And we go on the Haunted Mansion ride, and we're right in the loudest, most obnoxious room, and the ride breaks. And where in this room, it's, I don't know if you've ever been on the ride, but it's like MC Escher stairs. There's like stairs in all different directions everywhere.
I'm trying to remember. I only remember the part where you see the ghost next to you.
There's really haunting, really loud piano playing. This is the part of it. I brought it up. Somebody had filmed this, right? It's loud piano.
You got stuck on that part?
Is it the dining room?
It's by the dining room. It's like early on when you get in there. It's all the stairs everywhere on the roof, and it's like dung, 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 and the piano is so loud. The ride breaks. The audio continues to go, right, and all of the things continue to happen around us, but we're stuck there in the dark with this piano
that sucks.
ramming down on us for 25 minutes.
Oh, no.
In this room. And Courtney goes, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it.
Get me off this ride.
And she goes, I got to get off. She's like trying to mess with the support bar that holds you in the ride.
They didn't come over the loudspeaker?
They did, but when they do, it's worse than an airplane.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that. While you're just hearing this jamming piano over and over and over. Can't hear anything.
Yeah, that's a hell no for me.
And she goes, we got to get out. We have to get out of the ride. And I said, you can't get out of the ride. We can't start walking along the side of this ride and then it turns back on. And
then you guys have to pretend you're ghosts.
We're going to be part of the ride now. I don't know what to do, man. And I think when she was right at the end of her patience, just the very last thread of her patience pants, it starts moving, right? And I go, oh my God. Oh, thank God it started moving. And when it started moving, huge round of applause. Everybody's going nuts. It's moving. We're all doing fine. We get about 5 minutes more into the ride, maybe. And all of a sudden, it breaks down again. This time, we're staring at this clock that goes cuckoo, cuckoo, and there's the clock. The arms on the clock just keep spinning around.
What was wrong with the damn ride?
Try breaking every 5 seconds. Then we get to the very end. The people in front of us, the support thing opens up, and they get off their ride and they go to leave. Oof! It comes to a stop again. We're the next people. We can see the treadmill. We're trying to get on it. Another 10 minutes.
You see why you should be drinking?
I should have been drinking. I don't know what I was thinking being out there sober in the world dealing with this stuff. What am I thinking? Just an absolute disaster, but somehow managed to get through it. So when you think about like serving in war or whatever you've done, I want you to remember like the things that I have been through just as a person, as an individual.
Two tours, Haunted Mansion, back to back.
Right. There's nothing quite as hard as a Haunted Mansion tour.
Ghosts were coming out everywhere. I couldn't see them to shoot them.
It's got me rocked, shell-shocked, all that.
Hey, I'm in here.
Oh, it was hidden under everything.
Mm-hmm. Josh talks at the same time as Josh Clip. It's hard.
Nailed it. I was saying war, neurosis, battle fatigue.
What was the other Josh
PTSD.
saying? What was the other Josh saying?
Hey, I'm whacking here.
There you go. So clear. Tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Andrew says, hello, junkies. I'm an Army veteran and was stationed out of Belvoir, Virginia. We were under the command of the 12th Aviation Battalion. This is where the Blackhawk flew out of. I have personally been on about a dozen Blackhawk training flights out of that airfield. We took flights to Washington to include landing at the Pentagon, flying over the Potomac at night. The pilots are warrant officers with years of experience. All crew chiefs were NCOs as well. The observation during my flights was complete attention to detail, constant chattering on the radio, etc. So basically what I'm saying is execution of these flights have been happening without incidents until now. It's a tragedy all the way around. Love the show, says Andrew. Well, something kind of filtering through here that I thought was of note. They were clear to fly this route in their Blackhawk on an almost daily basis by the military, by the FAA, and the flight ceiling, which I'm no expert here, but I'm going to take flight ceiling to mean the maximum altitude that you can go on for your flight. That's what I'm pulling away from it. The flight ceiling for choppers on the route that they were on is 200 feet. So they're supposed to be 200 feet or below as they're cruising through this area. The collision with the American Airlines flight occurred at 350 feet. So we can start to think about what may have happened there. Something may have happened that got them a little too much altitude, and they were supposed to be 200 feet or below. They were unexpectedly 20 stories higher in the air than they were thought to be. And if they were at that other altitude, this crash may not have occurred. But that's going to be something that people are probably looking into as they continue to investigate what's happening here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find the thing that I saw just a little bit ago, and I thought it was on Reuters, but an official said that there were no senior, and I forgot what they said, no senior...
Like no military officials or something?
Yeah, on the flight, like on in the helicopter, that there was no, authority.
Yeah.
Authority. I'm using the wrong words. Someone that is leveled up to them.
So somebody who's in the top brass at the military. There's like no people who were way up there in the ranks who were on this flight, I guess.
You should know the word, Sean. Being in the Marines.
I'm not here to shame you. I understand that you are not military adjacent as I am. So I don't want to come at you for your lack of experience in the United States Armed Forces.
But I do appreciate all of the actual military members.
Thank you. I appreciate you appreciating that.
You
know what? That's kind. I didn't think you were going to do that. And that's a big thing for you to do. I appreciate it. I want you to know that I appreciate you appreciating.
You're going to appreciate the amount of Marines showing up to your front door later on this afternoon.
For high fives? I'm ready for Marine high fives. Let's
high five
do
across
this.
the face.
Yeah, I'll be up there ready to high five them right at the front door. That's fine by me. Right now, we've got some extra things to work in the show. So let's work in at least a couple of them. Here is Mad King, who has a dispatch for us.
Hey, junkies, the Mad King here in Daytona Beach. So I heard you talking about kids and reading.
Oh, he did this dispatche yesterday. Did you just do the same
Mad King.
thing?
What the heck, man?
Hold on. How do you get the same dispatch in at the same time on the next day? Did you just re-record it? That's very weird. I'm going to save the rest of these for our final dispatches. Instead, we'll talk about this. Somebody did, and this is such a crazy time to be alive. Somebody did a complete reconstruction of the flight and what you would see. And it's astonishing to me. Yeah. What these pilots are able to do. I look at this from a cockpit perspective, and I just see lights everywhere. I just see a bunch of lights on the ground. I wouldn't know what in the heck was going on. But this is the exact view they would have had here in this plane as they were on approach.
79, contact Film Parks, good day. Have a good day.
It's kind of stunning that they could do this.
Well, American 3130. Pass 25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge to CRJ is 1,200 feet, start from runway 33.
I don't know if this is a flight simulator, like Microsoft Flight Simulator, but...
American 1630 Tower, runway 1 left void, traffic direct, start from runway 33, dispatch 16 mile final.
If you're a pilot, do you just automatically know how to understand what that sounds like?
Yes.
Because I have no idea what that guy just said.
I would be like, can you say that again slower, please?
I can't fly. If you have to be able to understand what that person just said, I am never going to be a pilot.
All code, too. It's wild.
I just couldn't. It was just mumbling to me. All right, they're on approach. Let me go forward a little bit. Are they going to show the actual moment of the crash here? Now they're getting closer because this happened at about 450 feet.
Unreal.
Yeah, I don't know how they
redid
this.
See the landing strip.
Yeah, they were that close.
Everyone's life ends.
Is it going to show this thing crash? And by the way, I'll put this up on See It Now during the break so you can see the recreation of this all about.
Yeah, because remember when we talked to the pilot earlier, he said that they had done like that slight right turn.
Just noticed the same thing. Yeah, when we talked to Alex Bell, the pilot earlier with a ton of experience landing in the same exact airport, he said it could have been that the pilots kind of were twisting the plane to align with the landing strip or with the airfield, and then you can't see anything under you. You completely, and that's what the simulation just did.
I
just want to see if they crash.
This club has an aircraft inside separation.
Last 10 seconds. Are they going to crash it? I don't think they are.
No,
472 by bat number.
Because here's where the crash occurred.
472 Washington, 1 star, 32017.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just fade to black.
You could hear, the airplane's been hit. It was a little bit before that, so they didn't show it in the simulation.
That was the tower responding there. So, man, how did they make that so fast? That's pretty crazy that they're able to do that.
Got to be like Microsoft Flight Sim.
I think you might be right. Okay, we are going to take a quick break
wrong.
Right now. Fine. Okay. It's too late to fight about it. We're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had a million.
I'm Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be seeing another really beautiful day. Once the fog clears out, we'll be seeing plenty of sunshine, which will help to give temperatures a nice boost. The high of 78 degrees today in Orlando. We'll continue to climb temperature-wise tomorrow, a high of 82, staying nice and dry. A weak and fading cold front arrives on Saturday, bringing with it about a 20% chance of a very isolated light shower. Otherwise, temperatures rebound by Sunday, a high of 80. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's 2 faves for just $7. Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of these favorite items for just $7. Choose from their spicy or classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. 2 fave items for $7? Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Terms apply.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Spending gold at Florida businesses just got easier. Meet the Goldback, Florida's very own local currency made with pure 24-karat gold. It's like cash, but without the inflation. To celebrate the launch of this new currency, we're giving away free half Goldbacks to Florida residents. It's your chance to experience spending real gold right here in Florida. Claim yours before they run out at freegoldback.com, and we'll ship it right to your Florida address absolutely free.
Before the Great American Race on Sunday, the high banks of Daytona heat up with a Saturday night showdown in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Experience the intense competition up close on the sport's biggest stage to kick off the 2025 season. The NASCAR Xfinity Series at Daytona International Speedway, Saturday, February 15th. Tickets start at just $49, and kids 12 and under are free in general admission. Secure your seats now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Orlando's signature event is back. The Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard returns to Bay Hill March 3rd through 9th. Watch your favorite PGA Tour pros define their legacy at a tournament as iconic as its namesake. Score a high five at the fan deck. Relive the vibes at Throwback Thursday with Corksicle. And savor every swing at Wine and Dine on 9 presented by Carmel Road Winery. Plus experience the all-new lake house for unbeatable views of the action. Where will you be when a new champion is crowned? Secure your spot at ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
These times of massive inflation have people just like you strapped.
As far as my debt, I was drowning in debt. My balances were never going down. I was making payments every month. It was just draining every resource I had.
The Debt Management Group can help. In the first free call, they will explain all the relief programs you may qualify for to get you out of debt fast.
They saved me thousands of dollars, especially in interest. I would have never paid off this debt without their help.
I felt like it was a burden lifted off my shoulders. It felt amazing, and I felt like I could actually see a future for me and my kids.
The sooner you call, the faster you can get the relief you deserve. It's free information on all the debt relief programs you qualify for, plus guaranteed confidentiality. Call 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470. Call now to find out about the best debt forgiveness, consolidation, modification, and settlement programs available. 800-933-3470. That's 800-933-3470.
Hey, this is Russ Rollins. You know, Solar Source, they just keep making my life better. Pool heated, taken care of. Battery backup for power outages, that is all covered thanks to Solar Source. And now they're going to install a solar electric system to wipe out my power bill. They're awesome to work with, and it's a great company. Customer service is really awesome with Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. Call Solar Source today. The future is solar power.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. Buying a house or selling yours? The Nickley Group makes it as easy as ABC. And 1, 2... Oh, and fast, too, because the Nickley Group can get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today. Just visit thenickley.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned, of course, to wrap everything up for a Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us today, friend. We do appreciate you. Sully Sullenberger, he says that it could be old technology at Reagan Airport that could have been a factor in this D.C. collision. Does he know any more than you or I? Only a little bit, but he's chiming in because that's who they go to when people crash stuff now. And Captain Chelsea, I didn't know his name was Chelsea Sullenberger. And that's why they call him Sully.
Yeah, makes sense.
The pilot who safely ditched an airliner in the Hudson River 15 years ago. Good God, that's aging me. Says nighttime flying over water could be a contributing factor in the fatal collision. This would have been something where there were fewer ground flights visible over the water than over land at night, he says to the New York Times. Everybody trying to fire off that take. We could say that there was an accident and that we should feel for the families of this horrible, tragic air event, or we could just all fight. And it looks like people have made decisions, and we'll see how that all goes. So we'll watch the story as always. What else do we got before we get into our final dispatches here? People are weighing in on how they feel about RFK Jr.
What happened with him?
Here's what they say about him. According to this poll, which was done by the Associated Press, about 3 in 10 adults approve of President Donald Trump nominating him to be the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. About 4 in 10 disapprove. The rest are either neutral or don't have any say in this. He has points of strength, too. About 6 in 10 Republicans approve of him, compared to about 1 in 10 Democrats. Only 1 in 10 Democrats is a supporter of RFK Jr. No surprise.
I lose you along the way, Democrats. That's a good one.
I've been practicing that one.
That's not bad at all.
I'm not taking away your cheeseburgers and Diet Coca-Colas.
What if you had to do that for the rest of the show?
I would die.
That seems like
my neck hurts.
Hey, I'm whacking here.
He has points of strength, as I said. They said his priorities, some of his priorities are popular with the younger folks. About 4 in 10 Americans strongly or somewhat oppose reconsidering the recommendations around vaccines. So that's pretty low. The one thing that people did like, and I saw some of this in chat yesterday. Got to give you guys credit for this. 2/3 of Americans somewhat or strongly favor restricting or reformulating processed foods to get rid of ingredients like added sugar and dyes.
I'm down.
And Democrats and Republicans agree on this. 7 in 10 of each group, Democrats and Republicans, 7 in 10 agree that we should clean out our food. We should restrict or reformulate processed foods to get rid of this stuff.
Yeah, but big processed food lobbyists will
they got monies.
Stop that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got monies to push on that. But that's kind of interesting that that's a bipartisan thing. Everybody's saying, I want cleaner food. But the question is, do they really? Do we purchase that way? If we're searching for cleaner food, are people still buying all this junk?
Well, affordable cleaner food, because you have the option of it if you can afford it.
Well, the companies make this stuff for a reason, because people purchase it. And
it's cheaper, too.
Sometimes it is, but it's not. This is kind of a misnomer, I think, that it's expensive to eat clean. A lot of the stuff that you could get that would be a clean meal without a lot of additives and stuff is not super expensive, and it doesn't have to be processed. I think the problem often is that it's easy. The processed stuff is so easy to get, and you go, I'll just make this, I'll have an easy dinner, the rest is history. How bad could it be if I eat 65 bagel bites in one sitting? People have done worse. It's not the end of the world, okay? Okay, let's do the final dispatches. It's time, friends.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Here we go. Let's see what people have on the way out. Anything aggressive, anything angry, anything interesting? Here's Bart versus Bill Gates. Hello?
Hey guys, listening to Sean talk about his ride breakdown experience at Disney sounds an awful lot like my experience when I got stuck on the Finding Nemo ride.
Oh, bless your soul.
Sat in the part of the ride where it's like Crush and the other little Squirt, the little turtle, going through the jet or the stream. And the entire 10 minutes we sat there, it was just playing over and over again. Righteous. For 10 minutes straight. It's still a good memory to think about. Anyways, have a good show, guys.
Even the simplest thing, it can be torturous. If you just do it over and over and over again, it becomes too much.
Except for masturbating.
Yeah. All right. Let's go over to...
I love the complete silence. Can you guys back me up?
Hey, I'm whacking you.
Finally works. Now, here's Seek.
Sean, I too am military adjacent. I may have shook the hand of a former service member. So thank you for your service.
That doesn't count, sir.
Semper fraudelis, a fraud. Stolen valor.
Thank you, Seek. Appreciate that. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. The aggressive baby name trend is taking over, experts say. Aggressive names for kids. Kids with names like this: Wesson, Caliber, Shooter, Trigger, Blade,
AK-47,
Cannon, Remington, Colt, Ruger, Winchester, Arson.
Yeah.
Arson.
That's kind of a cool name.
Arson, Cutter, and Dagger. Aggressive names taking off.
Cutter,
with
get
you.
over here and get some dinner.
That is
go get your brother table saw too.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
Hey, I'm whacking.
So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, January 30th, 2025. Today I Learned this guy, the lead singer of this band. Morrissey is right. Yes, lead singer of the Smiths, Morrissey, had security during one of his tours search his fans for meat products. They did a meat pat down.
What a jackass.
And it was on the way to one of his gigs in 2011.
People were throwing meat at him at some point.
They were. Yeah, Morrissey, who is vegetarian, had previously stopped a gig because somebody was throwing sausages at him at the time. What does your life come to, man?
That's pretty funny.
What are you doing?
Our next event, I'm throwing sausages at you, Sean.
Okay, fine. Just fine. Today I learned scatole, one of the many foul-smelling chemicals responsible for the odor of feces, will instead have a pleasant, flowery smell in very low concentrations and is a major contributor to the smell of jasmine and orange blossoms.
That's poop?
It's one of the foul-smelling chemicals responsible for the odor of it, for sure. So maybe if you just go a little bit at a time, it won't smell nearly as bad.
One nug.
Yeah. Don't say nug. You won't have a problem if you go one nug at a time. Today I learned fairy dust was added to the Peter Pan movie so that children would not hurt themselves when trying to fly when they got home from seeing the play. They knew that it was taking off, and they were scared the kids were going to go to the roof and just hop off.
Find fairy dust somewhere?
They just had to have some barrier between the kids and hopping off the roof. And today I learned, what else are we missing here?
Hey.
I missed one. Danny Trejo has a clause in all of his movie contracts that requires his villains to die by the end of the movie. And then this one. Today I learned this lady.
Madonna.
Stand-up queen herself, Madonna. If only given a chance, she would have knocked him dead. Today I learned Madonna leaked a fake version of one of her albums to torrent sites, and it was just a loop of her. Every song was her saying, "What the F do you think you're doing?"
Oh, nice. That's
then a hacker posted the real songs on her own website for everybody to download. So they kind of got the last laugh on that. Sorry about that, Madonna. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.